This is a good boy. Okay, hey everyone, I hope you guys are all having a lovely Saturday here. This is going to be something new that I haven't tried before, so give me some leeway, of course. But, you know, we'd been talking about day trading together for a minute, and I really haven't had the opportunity because my computer over the past few months has been kind of glitching out, right? So what I did was I plopped down a little bit more than a few $1,000 on a brand new computer that is top of the line that can allow me to stream for hours and have a very good time, right? So this is something that I'm gonna try to do maybe once a week. Maybe I'll just work it into Saturdays or Sundays or something like that. I think probably it'll end up being a Sunday event where we can spend 3 hours just day trading together. And then you guys can see a little bit more how I trade. We'll follow some algorithms and things like that and just kind of see what works and what doesn't. And I think that'll just be a great way for you guys to learn more about trading and maybe becoming more of a full-time investor yourself. A few things here. This is my first time doing this, as I recall, right? Just doing a long day trading one. So we're gonna have some fun with it. I'll be opening up different charts. I don't know exactly yet how I want to format these streams so you guys can see everything that I want to talk about, because I'd rather have the charts on screen, right? But then also maybe the profit loss somewhere else on the screen, which means I probably have to utilize multiple monitors here, which I guess I got, but I kind of have to figure it out. So this is going to be a work in progress over the next few weeks, and as I do more of these streams, I'll kind of adjust the streams, the layout to be a little bit better each time, so it kind of fits my vision for what I want to do. Right now, this is pretty much a blank canvas. We're kind of starting from scratch here, but I'm excited to kind of see what's going on, right? This stream is sponsored by all the exchanges I got listed down in my description below. If you guys are looking to learn how to day trade or follow along with my trades, we can do that too. I think what I'm going to do is start copy trading again, and then I'll just be copy trading this in case you guys want to follow. If you guys are trying to copy me, I'd recommend you guys do your own charting, and that's because there is a 20-second lag from when I say something to when you guys hear it, which is a long time if we're going to be doing scalping and things like that, right? So I think this is probably better for those of you guys who just want to watch and learn and then just copy my technique, because it's a very simple technique, I would say, right? And it's designed to help make you guys some money. So I'm really excited to see how this works out. I'm going to move over this over here very fast so I can read you guys' comments and whatnot, but this is not going to be a news stream where I'm talking about CNBC or Elon or Trump and things like that. If you guys have questions about that, sure, I can bring it up, but this is really just about trading and having a good time while trading. So what I want to show you guys first is, actually, let me show you guys Loki first, because Loki's been over here looking for a treat and I'm ignoring him. And also, oh, sorry about not going live. I wanted to do this yesterday, but my sister's in town all of a sudden. She didn't tell me she was coming in, so I've been hanging with her, but she's going to my old high school graduation where she graduated from high school. And so I have a few hours to chill with you guys, and then she'll be here later on. Loki! Loki! No, he went outside. Okay. I have a bunch of treats to give him tonight. And I also got myself hot tea that's still steaming here because, yeah, I put boiling water into the cup. Yeah. All right. So let me explain exactly what I'm doing here. And I think for this one, this is the stream we're going to be, this is the layout that we're going to be using most of the time here. It's going to be TradingView, Weeks, CoinMarketCap.com, and that's it. I have the music playing over here. I don't think it's going to be too loud right now, but I have that going. And then I have that. I can go to that, and that should be good there. So what I have here is 4 charts. Most of the time we will be looking at the 1-minute chart. So we're going to be looking at it mostly looking like this. Okay, nice and easy. That being said, before we start the stream usually, or before we start trading usually, what I'm going to be doing is looking at what the 4-hour chart is saying, the 1-hour chart is saying, the 15-minute chart is saying, and I may bounce around. Maybe I want to see what the 30-minute chart is saying and things like that. Apologies, I'm still getting over that cough here. So what we're going to be doing is not really focusing on moving averages or trend lines and stuff like that. We will add them onto our charts when we need to, but we're going to be doing very simple trading here. We did have a trade on Friday and I closed it early because basically the stream was over, right? I had to go and watch the Pacers game. So I just kind of want to show you guys how that trade ended up, because that was our first trade together. We're going to be doing the minute chart here, so we have more opportunities to buy and more opportunities to trade basically. But the 5-minute chart that we had, I just want to show you guys, it actually buy right here, stop loss right here. It didn't hit the stop loss, and this trade actually worked out very, 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 very well. You could have sold right here, or like I told you guys before, I was looking around 104,000, which yeah, I guess yeah, 104,000 was basically up here. So it did work out, and this strategy should do fine. The only problem with this is it's a 5-minute chart, which means these trades last from like 5:50, like let's say 6 o'clock, all the way to 1 o'clock in the morning. That's a long time for me to be streaming for one trade. So I think what we're going to be doing from now on is just doing the scalping of the 1-minute charts here. And for those of you guys that don't know how I like to trade, I usually like to follow momentum, and that requires me having a bullish MACD, stochastic, and RSI, and things like that. So I'm thinking what I can do for you guys right now is we're going to set up a whole new layout very fast, just get everything in order, and then once I get this new layout there with all the MACDs and stochastics and stuff like that, I think we're going to just hop on and start trading here and having a good time with it, okay? Right now you can see we're bullish, 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 but I just want to make sure you guys see all the oscillators and what's kind of happening, because the oscillators that are very good for swing trading, they might not necessarily make you a good trade if you just follow the oscillators, okay? I want you guys to kind of understand the bits and pieces going on, okay? So, hey, I'm happy to see you. Roy, happy to see you. Bitcoin going down. So far, we're just consolidating like we talked about before. We just went down. That's what we talked about, buying the dip the other day. You know, I bought the dip. I'm happy I bought the dip. We're just still consolidating and waiting for that breakout, unfortunately. For most people that are still waiting for another dip, we had that dip already, you know? And hey, Lisa, happy to see you. Loki's outside playing, being a little, you know, play guy here. But what I want to do, in case any of you guys want to copy me later on, is I'm going to open up a new layout. I'm going to create a new layout. And this is going to be day trading with YouTube community. All right, we're gonna open it up in a new tab. I'm gonna start off with 1 here, and I'm just gonna open this up to the daily chart. I'm gonna get rid of the volume, and this is just in case any of you guys want to copy me down the road. And I think for us, we don't really need simple moving averages here, to be honest. So I think what I want to do is just open up the stochastic, the MACD, there we go, and then the RSI, because I haven't really put these on my charts all too much, but I'd love to kind of figure out more about these. So here we go, and we're gonna go to just make, oh, what am I doing? Just make these lines a little bit thicker here. I should maybe, let's go to 2155. These are my custom settings. I think that'd probably be best for now. And the RSI to finish off. And I'm just looking, there we go. There and there. I can hear Loki playing outside. There we go. All right. And I don't think we need moving averages. I don't think we need volume or anything else. I think the only thing we really need here is going to be the smart money concepts indicator. I use the price action concepts one, and that one's paid by Luxago. They gave it to me for free because I show it to you guys, obviously. The way I have a deal worked out for them is I don't try to push it through your throat, basically. I'm saying, let's start with the free one. If you guys make money with the free one, then you guys can go to the paid one. That's how I feel about all paid algorithms. If they don't have a free one for you to try that's working, chances are the paid one isn't going to work out as well. All right, so what I'm going to do is I will leave on the, let's just say the order blocks here. I think that's fine. But what I'm doing is I'm just setting the color candles to be on, and then I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to push this button that says visibility order bring to the front. All right, now from here, I'm just going to open up 4 different layouts. There we go. There we go. And then all these are going to be the same. Daily, we're just going to move this over to the 4-hour chart here. There we go. Here is going to be the, let's say the 1 hour here to kind of see what's going on. This one can be the 15-minute chart for now, just so we have a good idea of where the trend is going. And you can see it's green, green, green. And then we're gonna go over here to the 1-minute chart, and then we'll be doing this as well, all right? So this is kind of the gist. Most of us, you can kind of follow along however you want to. You can see over the last few minutes, this has been a little bit more choppy. You could have bought here, but it really didn't amount to much, right? you would have had a stop loss here. So you could, in theory, because the trend is still going higher, hold on unless it hits the stop loss, right? So that's kind of the gist here. So it's not just red, green, so to speak. It's more about, hey, right now we're in a bullish trend, bullish trend, bullish trend, choppy trend. Of course, the 1 minute chart's always gonna be choppy. But as we kind of follow this bullish trend, you know that more likely than not, as you can see from over here, that the buy opportunities are going to give you much more money than the shorting opportunities, which you can see over here. If I were to actually just make this full screen so you guys can see what I'm looking at, that hasn't necessarily always been working out here, right? Where the green ones you buy right here, it's still been pretty nice scalping. And because I don't normally scalp, I'm normally a day trader that trades for hours and hours and hours, or I do swing trading that obviously lasts for days to weeks. I'm going to be fine-tuning my own strategy here as far as how long I want to hold, because like I said earlier, the 5 minute chart actually works very, very well. Look at this, it was working fantastic. However, if you bought this and you're still holding on to it, that's like 9 hours, and that's 0.68%. You know, some of you guys have that time, some of you guys don't. This one over here, this was a good trade as well. That one went all the way up here. That was 6 hours before it made a big spike. And in reality, what was that right over here? Maybe around 5 hours before you hit that price target that you were looking for. So again, it's a little bit different. And then as you can see right here, we have two different types of change of characters. We have the less strong change of characters that have a dotted line, and then we have the stronger change of characters that have a solid line. Different techniques there. This one you'd probably be looking to hold for a longer period of time. This one may be a smaller position. This one may be more comfortable with it. As you can see right here, there was a change of character kind of right here. That might be glitch. And that didn't really mount too much because it was dotted line. You go over to the last solid line one we had, which we haven't had. Well, we haven't had a solid line one in a minute, actually. No, we haven't had one in a minute. There you go. You can see how it's a little bit more of a monster boost happening right there. But it just means there's a larger breakout happening. That's all that line really means, okay? So go over here to the 1 minute chart. We already have one that's opened up right here. So what I'm gonna do for us very fast is just go over here. I'm gonna, let's go by cost. We have it there. Let's just open up a $200 trade with a 50x leverage long. We're gonna be following the 1 minute chart as well. And we'll just kind of follow along to see how it works out, okay? There we go. I talked to support, and they're hopefully gonna get this one off for me because it's kind of stuck, but here's Bitcoin right here. And we're just gonna wait and see. All right, now I can answer any guys' questions that you guys have. We can chill, we can talk. Now we have an open trade. The stop loss is basically gonna be right here. And instead of having the stop loss exactly right there, I'm just gonna do like a market sell basically at that point in time. Because this is more about just seeing how much money we can make, how the strategy works, if I want to keep doing this with you guys, and kind of just follow along. Because so far, I've been thinking this has been really good, but as I'm looking at these charts, right, look at the 1 hour and the 4 hour, you can see we're at a big order block right now. We're at a big level of resistance. So this is more of a dangerous place to be trading, unlike buying back down here where we did back on Thursday, where everything was green, we saw momentum shifting, and we can kind of glide up here. Right now, we're dealing with levels of resistance, and we're going to be looking for those smaller levels of support and resistance. I would almost say for most people here, this requires you to probably have the premium subscription to TradingView. I would say for most people, they might even want to have 6 charts here so they can have the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 30 minute, the 15 minute, and the 1 minute. And instead of just having these 4, but I don't think you guys will be able to see everything if I had a 6 chart screen for you guys right now. So I feel like that'd be a little bit more different, right? So what we're just gonna do is kind of follow along here and then see at the end of the stream kind of how we did. Right now we're starting off with about $11,141 in the account. We're up around 15 cents, so there's nothing too crazy, right? And what I'm gonna do here, because I'm gonna have to adjust how much money I want to put in each time. So again, this is the rough stream. We're getting all the gunk stuff out now, but I'd rather do it with you guys live so you can kind of see how my brain is working, because my brain's gonna work a little bit different. So let me just type up here on a sticky note on my computer. Sticky note. There we go. And let's go over here to sticky note, get out of this. Oh, I already had one right here. Okay, let's get this one in. And then we're looking at about $11,144.56-ish, basically, right? So we'll keep that there. I'll keep it off to the side here. My background right now is freaking sheep, apparently, from Microsoft, so that's kind of fun. And we're just going to kind of wait and see how this goes out. We're going to be tracking percentages quite a bit of the time. You could already see we started off with a loss of $5 because of the fee for this trade. But we're close to making it back already with the 1% profit. Again, we just want to make profit. It doesn't have to be crazy because we're scalping here. Some of these trades that we're looking at, they don't really last for too long, right? And the goal is just to get in and out quickly while being profitable, while understanding that the longer term trends right now are technically bullish. Therefore, I feel more comfortable going long in these circumstances instead of going short. All right. So that's kind of the gist of what I'm doing. If you guys have any questions about any of this strategy, feel free, because what I'm going to do is make a formal tutorial for you guys how to do this strategy, which I've done a few times before, but never have I really like just shown it, me just using it, if that makes sense. Because typically I'm trading and then I'm playing a video game and I'm like back and forth. I apply a lot of those mind games like CK3, where it kind of makes your mind work very hard for them. And so I like that type of stuff. But in my head, although I don't have technicals on the screen, I can see where the level of resistance. I see where a bullish change of character on the 4-hour chart. I see the 1 hour also has a bullish change of character here. I see the 15-minute also has a change of character over the last few hours. And I see right now Bitcoin is moving up a little bit. We're up 2% to $4. We're almost paying off our fee minus the other $5 we have to take for the fee, you know, when we sell. But we're gonna see how this goes. I don't anticipate this is gonna be like, oh my god, the most glorious, easy trading you guys have ever seen in your life. But we're gonna try a strategy and see how it works, and then you know, just kind of think about it and see how we can make it better. So what I want to do very fast before I start going to some of you guys' comments and stuff like that, maybe on the 15-minute chart or the 1 hour chart, what I can do here while Bitcoin is doing its thing is I can kind of just add some levels of resistance here for my own sanity, because I think we have one right here. Right, and that's 105,909. So we're pretty close to hitting that level of resistance, which means even though we're a little bit more bullish, I should still be a little bit more wary of a potential drawdown here. Now, so far that hasn't been an issue. Okay, that looks like more like that. So if I was going to be trading with you guys until about 3 o'clock, which I am actually going to be that long. I'm concerned that there may be a breakdown here, which may mess things up. Even if this is bullish, if we're breaking down, that choppiness would be concerning to me, so I might stop for a little bit, right? So I'm going to walk you through all my decisions as I'm in real time. I've never done that before with anybody, so please bear with me, because I'm going to be talking to myself in a way which may confuse you guys, and that's why I'm asking you guys to perhaps ask questions and kind of see what's going on, right? So now we're up 4%, we're up $10. Basically, if we were to close right now, we'd break even. And I think that's fine. And so far, the trade is working out. Again, we are heading for a level of resistance. I don't expect us to necessarily break through that with ultimate force, because we have some more time before consolidation. But in the scheme of things, I think we're fine. My issue right now, where I'm having a concern already, is how long do I want to hold this, because I just jumped on a stream and just started going long, and normally I have all this stuff planned out. I think for now, what I want to do is just have a stop loss kind of right here where I bought into it. No, that's even too early. I'm going to leave the stop loss around here for now. But if we don't have an easy breakout above this level here, I think I'll do a sell and just get out of there. I don't think actually that a flash close is going to work, especially with scalping. I think it'll just drop it down too low. But what I'm going to do is have a... What might be the best way to do this? About 4% right now. I'd probably just hit close. Oh shit, I closed it. Damn it. It was not the level I was thinking of doing. Well, I already fucked that up. What I was thinking of doing was doing a limit order close. So what should I do right now then? I'll give it a second before buying back in. I guess technically we made some money off of that, but technically the fees took it away from us, right? So I might have to wait a few more minutes. But long story short, that was the first trade we did. I'm wondering if it will have a spike though. Again, this is why I'm trying to look at all these different time frames here, because I think we still might have an opportunity to dip one more time before going along. You can see these shorts, and it hasn't necessarily been making us the most money in this uptrend here, so I don't think I want to short if we hit a red unless we have a breakdown right here. And hey Renee, happy to see you. Hey GT, happy to see you as well. Alternative for smart money concepts indicator, it would be a change of character, a break of structure indicator basically. But smart money concepts is the only one I know on TradingView that's like 100% free, and it works pretty well. You don't even have to make an account with Lux Algo or anything like that. So yeah. And hey, really happy to see my man. Oh hey CT, happy to see you too. Hope the move went well. SMC by Lux Algo is not free. You have any other alternative which does the same task? Yeah, is it not free anymore? Let me go over here. Smart money concepts. I'm pretty sure this is still free. Let's see. Yeah, because this isn't open source script. I have invite only ones like Market Cipher and everything like that, but there's no smart money concepts one here. The paid one is price action concepts, if maybe that's the one you're thinking about, but that one's locked. You can see invite only script, you have been granted access. But no, I haven't, I'm pretty sure it's still free. I don't know if I'm allowed to make another account or something like that, like new incognito member, TradingView. And let's just go with get started for free, sign up. I'll use my spam email account. I'm not a robot. Create an account. Oh, email's already in use. Shit. Let me try to log on here very fast. I don't use my Yahoo account ever. Bridge. So I've done all the captcha stuff. I'm watching this Bitcoin. We're still continue to go higher here. I made a mistake selling, of course, but that's okay. Send the code to my phone, wherever my phone is at, which is my pocket. There it is. And then it would be okay, I'm probably not going to be able to log into this account, so forget all that. But as far as I know, it's still free. I haven't heard anybody having to pay for it. And hey, also, Mike, I didn't know you were doing this. I'm going to stick around for a bit and watch. Yeah, I appreciate it. I already messed up, first of all, but this is something I got to get used to doing. Got some hot tea to help me out as well. But yeah, I figured this would be a good way to kind of show you guys how I trade. Because what I'm going to be doing, it'll be on Weeks or it'll be on another platform here. I'm just going to basically spend a few hours a day doing this as copy trading, so you guys can copy trade it if you want to. And I'm just going to see how that works out. I did copy trading a while ago and it made some people some money, but basically the last exchange I did it for, they shut down. They didn't crash and burn and shut down. They just had investors that weren't happy with their investment. They literally shut down. It was a weird thing. So I'm going to try to do that. And I'll just be scalping here and there. There are people that do it, I believe, on Weeks that do this. But see, I don't even have any money in here, right? Well, I have money in the account, but it's not in this particular wallet. You know, people have their monies and stuff like that, but I just want to do my scalping, and if you guys want to follow along with that, you can. I think it'd be cool to do so as well, so we kind of track how everything's moving. So let me go back over here to futures. Yeah, it's still going higher. Damn, now I'm mad at myself for selling on accident so easily there. Oh, yeah, okay, we made, so the last trade that we did, you can see it popped up right here. We made 5% off of it. We made $9, but in reality, it was about like what, like 4 something, 5 something for the fees. So technically, I think we lost like 20 cents off this trade, right? Now, if we were still holding, things would be a lot better. But I made a mistake, and I gotta live with that one right there. But that's kind of the gist, right? So I don't want to open up a trade where I'm late to the party. You can see that can be very painful for a lot of investors right now. We're just gonna be chilling and talking. Like, this is like basically what scalping is like. And you can almost see on the 1 hour chart, we're trying to break out and continue going higher. So this next hour could actually be very profitable for us. My fear is though, right now, I'm getting a little bit of FOMO because we're trying to break out, right? And trying to break out here, where if I buy right now, because even if I messed up, I'm still kind of concerned. I'd be like, uh-oh, you know, now I'm chasing, now there's gonna be something bad is gonna happen, and I don't want that to happen. Even if it does work out, more times than not, something bad would happen when I do that type of trade, when I FOMO in, and I'd rather just wait. Because even this trade from here, right, to about here, that was around like 5% for me, right? So was it 5%? No, right here. I must have sold somewhere up here. Yeah, about 5% for me. You know, if I were to do that same thing and it falls back down, all of a sudden, you know, I'm losing whatever little profit I'm making, or I'm just doing a trade that I don't necessarily need to do, but I want to be in there, right? And hey, CT, for our first trade, I'm going to sell most once we hit this resistance. And hey, CT, maybe I'll check out KSEX here pretty soon. One of my friends was talking about it. And in fact, let me go over here and actually, so I can actually do work while I'm doing this as well. So just bear with me. Let me go over here. There you go. I just asked one of my friends if they had a contact there. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But you can see we are at this level of resistance. So for those people who are more geared towards in, out, profit, and not having it being in the trade for a long period of time, they're selling right now. And you can see a little bit of that happening right now, especially if you're looking at the eyeball here. Go to the 1 second chart. Again, this is something that just goes in my head. You know, you can see that we're just waiting for another big pop here. And that looks very ugly. Trust me, I understand. But you can see right now there's just a little bit of a hesitation here for a larger little pop that would break above this level of resistance over here. All right, so we're just waiting for that wall right here to be chewed out and broken through. And one of the ways that people might do this is two things. It depends on how you scalp. The way I would typically do it is I would sell right now everything that I had because I made my money and I'm happy with that little bit of money I would make, right? The other way to do it, which I think is more responsible, I just don't do it as much, maybe, is I sell 90% of my position and I let the last 10% ride, and then I just see what happens, right? I have to trust that the momentum is going to break through. Right now, I do trust that there is enough momentum to break through, but I don't like the situation exactly of just holding at resistance levels, if that makes sense. I prefer just to kind of chill, and I feel much more comfortable knowing I've locked in the profit I have, and I'm like, cool, I made my money, let's see if I make more money. But if I lose a little bit of money waiting for this, it doesn't matter because I've still made my money. My brain likes that a lot more than like, oh my god, is it gonna break, is it gonna break out, is it gonna break out? Especially as you see like 3 minutes of just nothing happening right here. I know it's kind of hard to see. Let me actually shrink this down a little bit more. 3 minutes of hesitation. You know, I don't like the way that looks. Hesitation like that, we need to be able to keep moving up higher and higher and higher, especially as we have this small uptrend right here where we're looking to break down in about this 1 minute or next, right? And again, that doesn't mean we're going to be falling off a cliff or something, but that means my now profit is in jeopardy because I bought right here and I'm close to the top of the resistance. I want to lock in as much profit as possible. So again, these are some of the things that happen in my mind where maybe you guys don't care about them necessarily, but those stagnations just freak me out a little bit. And you're seeing we're coming down a little bit, maybe not enough to concern you, but like enough where I'm like, damn, I should have just sold, right? Yeah. I swear trading is a story of just regrets, especially when you're at levels of resistance. Do I got a week's referral code? Yeah, I have it in the chat above, and I also have links down in the comments and the description down below. I'll try to get a KSX one if you guys want to. I'm going to work on it now. I'm only going to do it. I'm probably going to drop BYDFi as a sponsor. You guys don't seem to like that one. You guys seem to love all of my other exchanges besides BYDFi, and I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm not bashing you for it. I think people just like certain exchanges, the way they look, the way they kind of feel, you know. And then that'll be fine. And I'll be doing tutorials on all of them. I've been saying that for a while. I'm like really bad at doing everything I tell you guys I'm gonna do on YouTube. But that's why I streamed today, because I was like, I know I messed up yesterday. My sister's in town. She's coming up after she goes to the graduation party thing. Because I bought her an air conditioner because she doesn't have one, and she lives in an apartment with air conditioning, and she's like on the 3rd floor, and it's hot apparently. So I'm like, big brother, let's get you some air. There we go. But yeah, so right now we're just waiting. Sorry about messing up the other trade, but basically I would have sold right around there as I was talking about that hesitation. We haven't had a Reddit change of character yet, but you can see we're already losing some of the profits. And right now, as somebody who bought over here, I wouldn't be making nearly as much money as the person that sold over here, right? And for reference, right now we're lower than where I sold by accident, right? So, and that would basically broke even with the fees, even though it was an accident. It still happened, so it's still a bad thing, right? There we go. All right. And hey, Europe, my apologies. Yeah, Smart Money Concepts by Lux Algo is free. I would rather say Price Action Concepts. Oh yes, Price Action Concepts is not free. If you guys want it, Lux Algo. So again, I get everything from them for free. I'm chill with the guys. They're great. They usually go to the Bitcoin conferences and all the places I go to. Let me see how much they cost. So there is going to be about $67 a month there, or the ultimate's 120 bucks a month. See, I wouldn't pay for this until you guys are making that much money in profits. And again, you can make this in one day scalping using Smart Money Concepts, the free one, right? Maybe what I'll do very fast is, while this is consolidating here, and again, this is something that we're going to be doing. This is not my normal stream, so this is basically just me helping you guys out in terms of like raw trading right now, and not necessarily the news of the day and things like that. I'm going to open up a new layout here. And maybe what I'll do is, no, I can't do this. I got to do, which one is it? No, yeah. Open layout. Yeah. Okay. And I'll go to maybe day trading setup. This is more of another one that we talked about, right? Daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 1 minute, 5 minute, 30 minute. This is probably 15 minutes here. But for this one, I think I just need to show you guys two. Let's get rid of the oscillators. Let's get over here to auto. Let's get over here to auto. There you go. And let's go maybe to a 5-minute chart. Let's go to this one for a 5-minute chart as well. All right, so what we're gonna have here is Price Action Concepts, and we're gonna take off Lux Algo, the Smart Money Concepts. So Smart Money Concepts on this one. Smart Money, and this is the paid one. So if you go over here, you're gonna look at the settings here. There's a lot of settings you guys can use. Show internal structure, right? Confluence filter, make everything normal size. You can do a lot here, right? There's a good amount of stuff here for you to do. It's a very good indicator. It's probably one of the best free indicators on TradingView. It is fantastic. And of course you can kind of change the colors and stuff like that, change some of the values. I don't usually mess with any of that type of stuff. Even the colors over here, don't mess with it. Maybe the label size is basically what I change. And I like to keep things simple. On the price action side though, you can already see there's just much more going on here. You get much more fine tuning of the Smart Money Concepts one. So I have internal right now set. I don't have the swing sets. I can go all to this one. It'll give me more stuff over here. You can change the settings a little bit more easily. Like basically these are sensitivity settings. You can add the order blocks on here, change the colors of course. And it's a lot of the same things. But where this one exceeds is it has automatic trend lines on it, right? Automatic patterns on it. So most of you guys, when you guys are new to trading, you guys go straight to loading patterns and trend lines, right? And you can see right here, what did it do? it added a breakout, and if you bought that breakout, right, you're still looking a little bit in the profitable side here. But again, it's still moving up higher and things like that. Liquidity grabs, equal high lows, long-term, short-term. There's a lot of stuff in here, and you can change the sizes and move where everything's at. Like you can see there's a pattern detection up here, right? No pattern right now because it already broke out, but it's there. And you can have alerts set. So maybe you're gaming like I do when I trade, and I want to have a market structure alert pop up where when the 1 minute turns from red to green, or the 5 minute turns from red to green, right? Or from green to red if I want to short, right? So this is where this one really excels. And of course, it's basically just giving you a lot of alerts so you can do whatever you want to and just do the trades as the alerts come up to you, if you have everything set up the way you want it to be. Excuse me. Now, I think both are great. I'd rather have the paid one, but you don't need the paid one to make money. I think it just enhances what you already know, if that makes sense. Now, I think I have an account with Luxago, so maybe let me log into it. I just don't know if I do or not, because the way I'm working with them. So I do have one. Okay. So within the free tools, like if you make a free account with Luxago, go to free tools right here. They'll have a bunch of tutorials here about how to use all of their free stuff. I don't use any of this, to be frank. I don't use any of this. Everything that I use is basically smart money and price action concepts. They have a good oscillator that some of you guys may use. But personally, I've just enjoyed smart money concepts and price action concepts. If I were to go over here very fast and just use the smart money concepts and go over here, actually, how's this one doing? See, we still made a profit. If we bought what we did before, we'd be losing money right now. Damn. So even in mistakes, we can make some money. And CT made some money too, because he said he was selling at resistance levels. Now, Lux Algo signals and overlays is right here. Right? So this has opportunities for you to buy and sell. Like right here, it said to buy, right? And it said this is an opportunity to sell right there. This is a place to short. This is another place to sell. It said right there as well. You can short right here, buy right here, short here. I don't necessarily I don't like doing that as much, to be honest. I think that if I just zoom out enough, that worked out. This worked out. I'm not shorting right now because of what we talked about earlier, but that worked out. I'm thinking just going with the greens and blues is easier than the oscillator. That's how I feel about it personally. Maybe if you're looking to trade for a longer period of time, perhaps it works, but I don't like doing it as much. I don't like doing it as much right now. I would say you can see some short signals right there. I don't like using it that much. Now you could fine tune it, for contrarian exit or presets. Like maybe I want to be a scalper. Right, so now maybe this is more of my style, but even looking at these buy sell signals, the sell ones aren't working, but maybe the long ones are going to be working because we're in a bullish trend at that point, which we weren't actually. Remember, this was after that big old crash, right? So maybe that's something, or maybe we're just looking at the supports and resistance. So right now you saw where we spiked right there, we hit the fog, if you would, and we got rejected from it. Remember, I was talking about those few minutes of just, let me go to the 1 minute chart. Oh, the 5 minute chart looks a lot better than the 1 minute chart though. So I might have to add this onto a 5 minute chart. But again, this is the paid one. This is a paid tool here. But again, I think the free one is just fine. And again, I'm gonna keep on saying again. We were looking at some of this resistance and stuff happening over here on the 5 minute chart. Not this one's even the 5 minute chart over here. And the reason we didn't really necessarily need that fog right there was because we knew there was already a level of resistance from over here. We knew we were in the middle of an order block behind my head, and we knew we were in the middle of an order block right here. A lot of these paid algorithms, they just make things easier for you. But if you know what a resistance level is, if you see what that stuff is, it's definitely just easier. Right? It's just a lot easier if you just know all that stuff already. And what that does is it just makes your chart look cleaner, right? You notice how I just put the trend line basically on this 15-minute chart. I didn't put it on this chart and this chart and this chart. No, I just put it here because that's all that glues into my head, saying, hey, you know it's there, you're watching it, you're not sure if we're going to break out, so you might as well sell right up there. When I was talking about during that lag where we weren't having an opportunity to break out. Of course, I made the mistake, I'm going to keep on correcting myself, but I made the mistake of selling right over here. But even still, buy down here, sell here, I still made money, right? That's the gist of what I'm saying, right? So now we're just waiting for another green opportunity to buy, because again, we're bullish, bullish, bullish. Bearishness, you can short bearishness if you want to. I'm just a little bit more hesitant about it since we are in more of a bullish mood right now. If I go to oscillators, right, the 15 is still bullish right here, changing over, but we're still bullish here. The 1 hour is still bullish. This one's still, oh my god, this is why normally I do all this in different charts, but I want to show you guys exactly how my brain is working. There you go. This is bullish, bearish, bullish, and this one is bullish, 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 right? So I know typically if I were to hold on long enough, I should still make money, but my point today is to do scalping. And maybe if I can down the road, maybe we'll do like a 10-hour day or something like that, and we'll be doing scalps with day trading all mixed in with it. Because if we do the day trading with Bitcoin, that's when the door opens up for you guys to do cross trading. And I don't know the exact term of it, but you know Bitcoin's going higher, so you might as well invest in an altcoin that's going to be more volatile and get more money from that, right? It's a little bit more difficult to do, of course, but that is something that people try. Most people just do Ethereum or maybe something more like Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, you know. But to each their own on that side. I think that's a little bit more of an advanced thing to do. And maybe I don't want to like just blow your heads off with all that stuff in the beginning, right? I live in Texas, and air conditioner is a must, especially right now in the summer. Oh, I just went to Vegas and it was over 100 degrees, man. I was dying. I was dying out there in Vegas, absolutely dying. What do you think we're going to be in within the short term and by December 2025? I still think Bitcoin has a good opportunity to break out and start heading towards 120,000 bucks by the end of the year, maybe 150,000. I usually underestimate where we end up. I think a lot of the experts are now saying like 200,000, 175,000, but good God, I just don't know. Yes, sir. Get in and get out. The Whitman strategy. It works pretty well, right? I mean, when you see the profits roll in time after time, you know, it works. The only thing I think that people got to get used to is most people start off with a small bag of money, right? And then so if you're like I put in what I think it was like 500 bucks. I think it was in that last trade. I think it was 500 bucks. 500 bucks from here to there. Now, it wasn't the point I wanted to, but just from there to there, that made me about nothing, right? So if I went over here, it might have made me like $5 to $10. Like, let's just say $10 profit, okay? So, after fees. So, now I have $510. Now I can invest another 500 bucks. Now I'm up to 520 bucks. Maybe it goes higher, right? Again, sometimes you're not dealing with resistance levels and it makes everything a lot easier, right? But when you are dealing with resistance levels, you got to be smart about how you get in and get out. You just have to understand the situation and what type of gains you can expect. But again, as you grow that pot, and if you're doing this all day, right? There's a chance for you to turn 500 bucks into say 650 if you're doing this for a minute, right? From then the next day, it's a lot easier to turn that 650 into like $800, right? Now I'm giving you guys wild numbers here, but like if you were consistently just following this, it, you know, you vibe with it, you roll with it, and then it just becomes like, oh yeah, you make some losses every now and again, but like there are traders who aren't like me who will buy and short each time it goes from red to green. I understand people like to do that. If I'm looking at a bullish trend with all this stuff here from this one right here, bullish trend just peeking out, right? God, I fucking hate this. On the other side over here, right, bullish trend over there still working out, and a bullish trend in the 50-minute, I'm going to be more likely to take those longs. And that's just the way my brain likes to function, because I am less successful shorting these moves within these larger trends. I'm just not as good. Maybe there's a professional trader out there that can really like short this from here and really like just know it all and get it done. I am not that guy. I'm a guy that can make money that pays my bills with my money, and I'm happy that I don't have to do a job, because ever since I got laid off from COVID, I don't know how to go back to working a normal job. I just physically don't know, because I don't like bosses. I have a huge problem with authority. I'm pretty fucking arrogant when it comes to work with bosses, not necessarily in life, I would say, but when it comes to bosses and they're like, hey, we'd love your opinion, and then they don't take my opinion and whatever ends up being a disaster, I'm like, yeah, I won't say that, but I'll be thinking it. And so, yeah, I can never go back to work in terms of that, right? I don't like being accountable to people in a boss setting. Now, if I'm working with a client or something like that, oh yeah, I'll be accountable. I make mistakes, I'll talk about it. But when it comes to bosses, oh hell no, I just can't go back to that type of stuff. And hey, Smart Money Contest is behind a monthly paywall on TradingView. Let's see, monthly one. Oh, that might be TradingView thing, not a Smart Money Concepts thing. I would say for most people that want to get into TradingView, the monthly chart is fine. I think, what are the new programs though? Let's see, because they always change them up. So we're looking at super charts, and I want to go over here to Bitcoin. God, look how ugly this is. Actually, it doesn't look nearly as bright on my screen over here than it does on yours. Interesting. Yeah, why does it look so much darker? I don't know if you guys can see the darkness there. It looks so much darker. All right, anyway. I'm really just looking for... Join now. No. What's the... Products. Oh, pricing. There we go. Monthly... Essential. I get premium. Now they got expert and ultimate. 10 charts per tap. I don't think you need expert or ultimate ever, honestly. But essential is $16 a month. Plus is $34 a month. Probably for most of you guys, plus will probably do it, because if you want 4 charts, you guys excuse me. Most of you guys don't need 4 charts to do this. You can just have like a 1 minute and a 15 minute, and you can alternate the 15-minute chart with a 1 hour and a 4 hour if that makes it easier. So I'd say either the $17 a month or the $34 a month would probably be the best for most of you guys, just because you don't want ads, you want access to all the other type of stuff. And then really what it comes down to is once a year, here, if I type in TradingView Black Friday sale, here's one that I made actually. Okay, this is one of my videos before I added the green screen in. So I miss you guys being able to see my TV. It was so nice. But here are the prices. So for the whole year, for 13 months, it's $217 instead of whatever the other. Oh no, I just got rid of it. Never mind. But yeah, it's only $217 here, which will make things really nice for you guys, I believe, over the $30 a month and stuff like that. Like, what did I say it was at? Explore plans. Yeah, instead of paying $60 a month, you pay $217 for 13 months. Mwah. That's what I say you guys should buy this for the long term here. I do it every year, and I never have to worry about paying all these freaking things. I pay $16 a month or $15 a month for the live streams that I do, but that's because honestly, the discount's not that great for the other one, and I think they actually see if I use my card too much on that platform. All right, everything is fine there. Okay, there we go. And still just waiting. You see a red change of character popping up here. Maybe somebody want to short that one, but I'm not. It's kind of a spooky spot though, because you're still looking at that consolidation happening. And I'm like, please don't let me buy right here just for it to fall down. But sometimes that's the way it works out. So you gotta, be okay with it. I caught the mini titty on top of the 5 minute. Already had that short also. In and out fam. There you go. Scalps for 10 hours. I want to be alone. I know, right? See, it's not even a scalp at that point. We're just going to be doing day trading, but that requires us using the 15-minute chart or the 5-minute chart Whereas if I'm doing a stream of like just 2 to 3 hours with you guys, that's only we can only do 1 minute scalps there, because the 5 minute scalps can last for freaking hours and hours and hours. And I don't think people understand that. But my point being, you know, I know a lot of people are always struggling when it comes to making consistent profits, and I just want to show you guys one way to do that, and so you can slowly build up. I just don't want you guys to be like, oh my god, I've made money over the past few days, let me increase my risk and go to 100x leverage or 200x leverage or something crazy like that, and I'll make more money. Because that's exactly when Trump tweets something and your short goes to hell, your long goes to hell, right? Because right now it's the weekend, it's a very quiet time. This is when a lot of people like to trade, because Trump isn't doing as much right now and Elon isn't doing as much, if you want to go that lane, right? So it's pretty simple stuff happening right now. And we now have some red candles here, so we have started a red change of character. Perhaps what we can do now is what we got, 7 minutes before the hourly change. That's not a good time to be trading. The 4 hour, yeah, okay, so we're looking at 1 o'clock my time and 7 minutes. Yeah, so everything's about to reset here for the most part in the next 7 minutes. The 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 15. Ooh, man, there's gonna be a wick probably down a little bit before, not a larger upward swing. We'll still follow with the strategy though and see where it goes. And hey Lisa, does your brain think this is fun? My brain is thinking this torture. I did say I do this while gaming. I did say I do this while gaming. I just can't put up 2 windows for you guys here. Like I have a widescreen monitor over here. Let me see if I can show you guys what it looks like. Let me move that over here. So I got this dashboard here, Ultra Gear, right? So I got a whole wide screen over here that I usually use for gaming, and then I have this monitor right here, and I have another monitor right here, and then I have maybe day trading Bitcoin over here, and maybe I have day trading Apple over here with options, right? So I have my abilities to do that, and then I'm just over here typing, gaming, chilling out, reclined, and then, you know, that's how I like to do it. But I would say the making money part is the happy part, I would say. But yeah, it is not the most entertaining thing. But again, this is my job, so you know it's you know it is what I do. But I'm hoping I can do this for longer than 3 hours. My thing is like this guy right here. I have to play with him every now and again. I have to keep him entertained. You smell like dirt and weeds. You've been rolling around in dirt. Yeah, you have. Oh, you smell like grass. You've been. Yeah, look at. Come here. You can see the dirt on his face right there. Yeah, you've been rolling around in dirt. All right, well there you go. Yeah, I'm gonna hose him down in a little bit. Hose him down. Ooh, yeah, dirt and grass and shit. All right. At least I don't have manure in my backyard. Ooh, he's smelly. All right. Now he's just looking at me, knowing I'm judging him. Cross this back over here, and there we go. So much fun. Well, I mean, the thing is, again, most people are going to be multitasking when they do this, and I think that's just the way we have to look at it. When you do a strategy like mine, you're not like, you see how I'm not like really like, I'm like, I want to trade, I want to trade, I want to trade. I told you guys over here, you know, like, remember the way this stream started was I opened up we went live, I opened up a long, and I was like, hey guys, 50x long, 500 bucks, we're just gonna see where this takes us here. And then I accidentally sold it right here because I was trying to do a limit order, but I just hit the sell button, and I was able to sell right there. And I made, I would say, like a 5-cent profit or whatever, like $10 profit, but really with the fees it wasn't that much at all, right? And so I was thinking, oh, maybe I should buy back in. But my instinct was like, oh no, you already fucked up with this one. Don't make it fuck up worse by hoping for a big breakout, especially knowing the resistance level, right? So I was just like, you know what? I'll wait. And what happened? We went all the way back down before my opening price. I'd be pissed off right now if I would have done that, and I would have lost more if I opened up a trade right here. So sometimes it's just like chilling and waiting and just being calm about the situation. Like right now, we're trying to break back out again. Like my instinct is like, actually, I want to try to buy this right here, but we haven't gone green yet. So I'm like, ugh. But right now, within the next few hours, we're going to get really close to a breakout or a breakdown. This is going to be a good trade either way. And that one trade can be like, you do 2 or 3 trades like that in a day, you made a good living, right? And then my goal is, you know, for those of you guys who like to trade, you guys are making money, and then you guys could put your profits into, well, you can leave your profits in the same wallet and trade with larger amounts. You can move that money over to dividend plays over in the stock market, or you guys can move it over to earn plays over in the cryptocurrency market. So you guys have different options to make that money work with you without having to deal with all of the same risk, right? So there's different ways of going about that as well here. It really just depends on how you guys like your money to move. I'm younger, I guess, so I prefer to have more risk. So I'll be putting into maybe some more options trades, or I'll put it into dividend plays for my day-to-day livelihood, right? I spend like a few thousand, or like $2,000 a month on cigars. That's a very expensive habit, as you guys might imagine. So I need to have money for that. Gotta keep my house up and going. I gotta repaint my house this summer, all that type of stuff, right? And since I don't have a 9-to-5, if I don't trade, I can't do any of that lovely stuff. I don't make any money off my YouTube channel anymore because of the demonetization. I get to reapply in July, so we'll see how that goes. So really it comes down to trading as my main source of income right now. So I have to keep doing it. I have to trade. You know, sometimes I make a few $1,000s in a day, and I'm like, well, damn, I'm okay right now, ain't I? You know, it just depends. Because like in this particular account on weeks, I have like 3 accounts that I work with, so my money's gonna split up in some of those. What? This account, I think, what I'd say, $11,000. You know, that's not bad. $11,000 is fine. But that means I have some capital to work with for scalping, right? Some people might only have $500, which means they're probably going to be trading $20 with 50x leverage, or $50 with a 50x leverage. They're not going to be trading over $100 if they only have $500 in their account. That'd be crazy. So, you know, different things like that. Sorry, that was my hair person for tomorrow. But yeah, hopefully that makes you understand it. I use the 2 screens with Star Trek spaceships as background art. that sounds pretty nice. It's definitely better than a 9-to-5 job. It's just a lot to learn. Oh yeah, Lisa, it's gonna take a minute. But I'm hoping I can work. So I got to figure this out. So I want to do this with you guys most days. Like, I'm not going to be doing this next Saturday because technically I want to have Fridays and Saturdays off, and I just want to publish videos. So I'm not going to publish any videos today. I'm going to go back to do that tomorrow because I want to do this with you guys today. So I'm thinking what I do is I spend the first hour of my streams going over the biggest news of the day, general technical analysis, going over tokens that are moving up and that you guys might want to buy, going back into any news that I think I might have missed. So this could be like CNBC news, but it could also be Cointelegraph news or Bitcoin magazine news, like just general news, right? And then I'll go over my trades, and I think that'd be a good pivot to go from my trades to, after the first hour, we go into live trading mode where we scalp the 1-minute charts. We scalp the 1-minute charts for maybe 1 hour, so that'd be a 2-hour stream, or if I'm feeling up to it, 3-hour streams, because I'm still not comfortable doing 3-hour streams yet. My voice isn't there just yet. And then we work ourselves up though to those 3-hour streams, so it's 1 hour of general hanging out with you guys, you know, during the news and stuff like that, technical analysis, the basic stuff that you guys know for day to day, right? And then for the last 2 hours, we're doing day trading, and we're just doing it over and over and over again, and then we'll see how that goes, right? And I think that would do a lot of work for us as far as like the educational side behind trading, and then that would also give me chances for my sponsors to promote them, I guess, because they always, you know, want to do it. You guys know typically the way I had it was this layout, because it would show my sponsors, but I don't think this layout is conductive to education when it comes to these types of tutorials I'm doing with you guys in real time, right? Maybe I'll do that. I'll use this more when I'm going for CNBC news and stuff like that. But right now it's more of just like, nah, I'm okay just sticking to this one right here for now, right? Which I think makes it a lot easier for us. And you can see that if you would have shorted here, like we talked about within that upward trend, it would have pissed you off a little bit, right? Now your stop loss might have been here, right? So you would still be in the trade, but like you would already be pretty ticked off about how that happened, right? And of course, there's a little bit of leeway you give it, but as soon as you short, it kind of goes back up. That's not a pleasant experience right there. And hey, Knoxville, happy to see you, my man. I'll be free by 4 p.m. PST more days. Sorry so late, just giving you a heads up. Well, 4 o'clock Pacific time is usually when I'm trading anyway, or when I'm going live. Because that's when everybody on the West Coast is getting back home from work, generally starting to get home from work, and the East Coast is already settled, the Midwest is already settled, the Central states already settled, and that usually works out fine for me. I just have to figure out the best way to remind myself to go live every day. I am not like, how do I explain it? I'm doing so much stuff right now in my personal life that I'm trying to find time to do stuff. So like for me, I normally go to bed around 3 o'clock in the morning. I wake up around like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock usually, right? Around 10 o'clock is when I usually wake up. I'll go take a shower, get ready for the day. I will make myself a smoothie, and I'll be, eating and everything like that, brush my teeth by like 11 o'clock. From 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock, I usually want to make 2 YouTube videos for you guys when it comes to that new style that I'm doing, right? In reality, it'll probably take me about an hour and a half. Let's just say that does until 12. From 12 to 1, I'm on a walk with Loki. From 1 to 2, I'm going to be, from 1 to 3, I'm at the gym every day. Right now, I'm just doing strength training, I guess, because I can't use my ankle as much. And then what else? Then from 3 to 4, I'm relaxing with Loki. I'm taking a shower to get back from the gym. From 4 to 6, I'm usually streaming with you guys. And then from 6 to 7, I'm either playing video games or relaxing. Oh no, sorry, I'm actually using that time to make videos. 6 to 8, I'm making more videos for you guys. And then I go from the lounge from around 8:30 to around 12 most nights to talk with friends and just get some people talk, right? And then after I get back around 12, I'll make that video that has to go out at 10 o'clock in the morning usually, and then I'll usually make a light snack for dinner, which will usually just be another smoothie, and then I go to bed, right? That's usually what I do daily, and that's not even all the stuff I have to do, right? I usually have to do a bunch of shorts. Like I'm gonna do some shorts for Oprah's clip. Theo Vaughn just had on what's his name, JD Vance. So I cut it up in 4 different styles, and I'm going to be looking at some of these and post them on my short form account, or my account here on short form. But instead of just like taking this, downloading it, and posting it, I'm going to download it, add to it my personal opinion at the end of it for like a minute or so, and then upload it, right? And so I got different things I got to do here. This will be pretty fun to see how it is. And so, I just do a bunch of stuff. And then I also do a bunch of other odd jobs. Like, remember, I have that consulting gig I do. That pays very well. But I'm not always doing it, right? It's not like I have like as a full-time gig. It's just like, hey, they need some help with something. Oh, sure, I'm happy to help out, right? For my marketing background. And that's just me mostly helping out like close friends, not necessarily just going out into the world looking for new clients and stuff. And then I also have something else that I do on a regular basis. I'm just forgetting what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna forget, but that's okay. Let's see. Knoxville, you. I'll be. Oh no, it was like the lounge is key. Yeah, I need a place to talk with people, because otherwise I'm looking at a computer screen the entire day, and I got dry eyes. My doctor says, because I look at the computer screen all day. I need to get myself some very hydrating eye drops myself. But that's me. But yeah, I have a pretty busy schedule. The only thing is, I'm not making money off of YouTube right now, so I need to get my views up so I can get sponsors that will just pay for the mid rolls and stuff like that. And so for that's why I've had to take that like swing into like Elon Musk and Trump stuff, or I'll be doing like general CNBC news on top of that. So I'll just be talking about economics and all the crazy stuff going on it, but it'll be more of a sensationalized video style rather than the more boring stuff I've been doing before. But at least it's stuff I find interesting, right? If I go over here to my channel, as you guys already know, you're gonna see a big old fat 0 in terms of money being made. Yeah, big fat money, right? But I'm hoping now that my voice is getting better, I'm not coughing as much, I can really start to do videos, because I was slacking the last few days. So I only put out 1 on the 6th, 2 on the 5th, 1 on the 4th, 1 on the 3rd, 3 on the 3rd, right? No, just 2. This one was just for a friend that to help him understand something. So I need to be putting out 5 videos a day. Am I doing that? Even close? No. So that's what I got to do now. But what I've been seeing here at least is I have to do videos 15 minutes or longer, and it gets boosted if I do that because you guys are watching it for longer. Whereas if I just do a 6-minute video, it doesn't necessarily get better results. So that means I have to take about 20 minutes a day recording 5 times. So it's an hour recording, and then for each one of those, it's about 15 minutes of editing and half an hour of editing and posting, right? So that's close to an hour for a video, which means like 5 hours a day pretty much done to making and publishing videos, because that includes the thumbnails and all that other type of stuff. And that's how I get the views. And then as time goes on, with the boost happening over and over again, more and more people will be watching the content, because here's one that was shorter too. This one got boosted as well. I got some subscribers out of it. Of course I got $0, but it's growing the channel, which is exactly what I want to happen, right? Now we have something funny happening here where we didn't get a green signal here from the change of character, and it's up at that level of resistance. So I wonder if it's going to tell us to buy here pretty soon. But again, if it does tell us to buy after a breakout, that's perfectly fine with me. I would have loved to get an early position, but again, we're just following this strategy right now to be chill about it. And the 5-minute here is still bullish. 5 minutes been bullish since 3 o'clock Saturday morning here. So it's still been working out, in case you guys want to do the 5-minute charts ones, Oh, and I should say this, if any of you guys want to if any of you guys do want to follow me trading, but you're just a little bit more worried about losing income or capital for it, most exchanges are going to have this area over here called if I can find it right here. Do they have it? Or if I just got this squeeze so much. Hold on, let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, here it is. Oh, sorry, I just skipped over it. Yeah, it's called demo trading. And basically it's like paper trading, so you're trading with fake money. So you guys could follow me and do this at your house when I'm not streaming or something like that. Like maybe you guys don't have from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock to chill with me. Maybe you guys have from midnight to 2 o'clock in the morning. You guys could paper trade using this strategy and see how it works out for you, right? And then when you have and then you can come back to me during a stream and say, hey, on this date, this time, I messed up on this trade and I don't know why it messed up. Can you help me? Because sometimes there'll be no real reason why. Maybe it'll be Trump tweeted, or there was some type of big news thing happening. Other times it may just be that, oh wow, yeah, you went long at a level of resistance when the 4-hour chart, the 1-hour chart were bearish, but the smaller time frames are bullish, and you should have known that those longer term trends were going to overpower those shorter term trends, right? It's all that little stuff that it'll kind of like bleed into your mind, but by doing it over and over again, you're gonna start to understand the patterns and stuff like that, and your brain will do a lot easier, right? Like I saw this in my head before I drew it up, but I just wanted you guys to be able to see it constantly, because I know that not everybody's going to be watching the stream exactly when I go live. They're going to be watching it, some people might have just popped in just now, a little bit different, right? But that's why I want to just let you guys know how this is all working out and how I make my dinero here. Sorry guys, my nose is stuffy. I got allergies. It's all over the place. I got myself some hot tea that's no longer steaming. I think it's this is tea that my sister bought me. It actually smells really good. I haven't had it. She bought it for me September when my birthday was, and I haven't opened it yet. So I thought it would be fun since she's back in town to take a sip here. But since I'm dieting, tea tastes kind of funny because I don't have sugar in my tea. I don't have sugar at all anymore, which is working. I feel more energetic. I'm happier, which is good. But like now, sugar gives me an actual high if I were to eat it. If I have something sweet, my brain feels like whoa, it's an impact there now. Which I guess is probably the way nature intended it to be, right? So I'm hoping that we can have a breakout here pretty soon and that we can kind of go higher. You can see that since we've been streaming, you know, we've really only been able to have really one trade. That's it, right? You could have shorted right here, but like I said before, shorting going against the trend that's bullish, 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 with momentum being bullish on the MACD, with momentum being bullish right there. Oh, it was bearish actually, yeah, but choppy. But again, the larger trends are more important. You don't really want to go against the trends like that, and maybe that's something you guys haven't learned yet. Now you do know. Little things like that, right? All right. But if any of you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm basically just waiting right now to see if we're going to have a breakout here. And on that breakout, I'm hoping that we're going to have a green change of character right here. Then I'll buy. We're probably going to dip down after I buy probably and then go higher. But I think what I want to see is if we can actually make a strong push to break out above 105,909.71. So what I'm going to do here is actually drop that line right here. And I'm going to do the coordinates. What did I say? 105,909.71. And that's really the level of resistance that we're really struggling with right now. Okay? So it might be kind of risky to be buying along before that price. Right? Like if we turn green right here, maybe I wait until we break it above that. I'm not going to, but maybe it would have been better to do so. Okay? Because right now we're just following that simple strategy and we're going to see it. We could also have a double top right here. You just don't know just yet, right? So I'm gonna be waiting, and I'm gonna wait for the candle to close green before buying. I'm not gonna wait for the candle to maybe turn green for a second and then turn red again. I gotta wait for the close to happen. Hey boy, Mr. Smelly Pants. Yep. Yum yum yum. There we go. And see, there would be the green change of character there. So let's log in here, or let's zoom in here a little bit more. It's going back and forth because it hasn't locked in. We have another 48 seconds. And still good. Okay, choppy there. That's fine. Whew, man, the tired style here. Maybe. Oh, I started drinking tea. I hope this tea has caffeine in it. That'd be fantastic. Do I have any more grinds? That's the question. I have one more. This will be the last one I have. This is basically a coffee pouch. There we go. So you, it's basically a pouch that you put in your lip, and it just has coffee grounds in it to wake you up. And I need to be woken up. Normally I told you guys I wake up at 10 o'clock. I woke up at like 7:30 today, so I'm a little bit more tired than normal. There we go. And I played with Loki outside a lot too. Alright, here we go. Change the character kicking off here. Let's wait and see. Is it going to lock in? Gotta wait. Breaking above. Oh, you guys might hear it playing pretty soon. There you go. Bump this up. Anything moving right now? Not really. 24 hours. AB, huh? AB is moving. Edna's moving. Injective. AB could be a good day trading candidate as well. Not yet. Gotta wait. This is why we didn't buy the change of character. It may still break out, but again, this is why we didn't, right? Just sold half of this new long. I'm 3 for 3 since you've been live. You bring the beat out of me a lot. Well, I'm happy, man. What do you call it? I'm happy. It just, I think people forget what trading actually looks like. I was watching some funny memes the other day about day traders and stuff, and I was like, I wish it was that exciting. I wish it was that exciting. Really, like this type of stuff. Oh, look at your big baby. What's the matter? Yep. Oh, yep. Yep. You know, that's Loki's way of telling me I've been working at the desk too long and I should go outside and play with him, right? So I'm hoping that when I get up, so eventually we're gonna do this for like a whole work day. I'm gonna be here for like 9 hours, but I will have like a 10-minute break with Loki, a 20-minute break with Loki, a half an hour break with Loki, outside and doing our stuff as well. You know, it's chill. Now, to be honest, you guys know I have like a big old stereo system in my place. I got those, let me see. I got these Clips Reference Premier speakers. I don't know if I can just find them on the website. So, Reference Premier. I believe. So I got these Reference Premier 8000s. Maybe I should have got the 860s. Those look pretty nice too. Those look more expensive. Oh, Dolby Atmos. Oh, they got speakers on top. Oh, that's fancy. I got 2 of these Reference Premier ones. All right, really, really solid things. I have the screens off because I like the way that looks. And then just making sure it doesn't go off without me. And then I have a big old subwoofer, this one right here, 1200. This one was expensive, but it has a bass like no other. And I have this center channel right here. They have a really big one for $519. No. Oh no, I do have the big one. Damn. No. 649. No, I don't have the $750 one. I have this one right here. 404, yeah. So I have this one. And I'll usually be blasting music, and this can get so loud that if I open up my garage and I walk to the end of the cul-de-sac, I can still hear the music blasting. That's how loud this system gets. So I will usually be like bumping it and having a good old time. So I see that we had a green confirmation there. We are at a big level of resistance, but because I talked about this earlier, because it's higher risk, let's just do a 200x long. Order successfully. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. See, it's already trying to blast off without my permission. There we go. So now we have the position open. We'll see where this goes. And we'll kind of just play along with it. And you can see one of the weaknesses of this trade already is that, you know, we could have had a change of character right here off of that one, but the way I have this set up, it wasn't set to be that sensitive here, right? And so I missed out on all these gains theoretically. And now I'm buying a little bit late. So maybe what we do for the next stream is maybe I can come in here, and I don't think I'm allowed to do that, but no, I'm allowed to do that. Yeah, maybe what I'll do is I'll be able to that's more of a price action concept. I'd like to be able to fine tune it a little bit more. And you can see right here we're coming down a little bit after I bought. We're down 2% or about $5. We've already lost $5 with opening up the trade, so we're gonna wait and see how this plays out. Stop loss being right here. Again, we could have done a $500 trade like before. We're only going to be doing a $200 trade because we're buying at level of resistance. I will also show you very fast. Did you see how this changed over the last few minutes? Remember, we had a green change of character right here telling us to buy. Now it's saying that green change of character was right here. Okay. I don't know why it does it, but this is why I'm watching it in real time so I can kind of explain all this stuff to you. We bought here and then sold up here, and that's why it looks a little bit different. So maybe, you know, this change of character was right here, maybe even a little bit before. So maybe actually, let me do this. Because I don't normally see that happen, but I do see it happen, right? So it's enough for me to notice it and tell you about it. Let's see. No, but now it's set in stone right there. Yeah, now it's set in stone right there. Interesting. All right. So again, just small things to take note of. Maybe some things you might have seen yourself, but maybe you forgot. And what's weird is it's hiding a better trade from itself for some reason, right? Like, it would have looked a lot better to sell it saying, oh yeah, you buy here, we hit resistance, you sell, rather than buy here, take that little bit of profit and run. That doesn't make much sense, but it shifted there for some reason, right? So because it shifted, I might be like, oh, okay, that's kind of funky, right? Nope. Hey boy, sorry, did I run over your toe? Here you go. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, go play outside. All right, and meanwhile, we're just chilling. We're playing a video game. In meantime, now we're down $3, $2, right? Nothing crazy here. But that's basically what we're waiting for right now. Let's see. And hey, CT Sterling. Oh, I see. This is clear. I'm off my phone. Different channel. No worries, man. I get you. I get you. There we go. Hold on a second. I gotta do one thing. Oh. Sorry, it's actually getting pretty hot in here because I know it's pretty toasty out in Washington State right now. So I just turned on my fan, and now Loki's looking at the fan because he wants some cold air too. Actually, let me go over here and see what the temperature is for today. Tacoma, Washington, temperature 77. That's, oh, it's gonna be raining on Friday. That's interesting. Oh damn, it's gonna be 88 degrees tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm supposed to go to the horse races. I might not go to the horse races. Yeah, 88 degrees on Sunday. Ooh, that's gonna be hot. Gonna be hot. Oh man. All right, let me get out of some of this stuff here. I don't need to do that no more. None of that no more. Oh, does not let this look pretty. I wish I had like enough space to put that in here, but all of this stuff is downstairs, and if I move it upstairs, I gotta pay somebody to move it upstairs, and I really don't want to do that. I like the way everything is set up for me right now. Oh, excuse me. But you know what I may end up doing here for you guys, since I am paying for a second stream and I only do have that one Dogecoin stream on, maybe what I can do for you guys is I can have a 1-minute stream set up for you guys where it's 24/7, or if you guys don't want to pay for trading view or something like that, you guys can just see it. You will experience a 5 to 10 second lag, but at least you'll be able to trade. And maybe what I'll do is once a day. See, I'm not gonna do it once a day, maybe once a week. See, it'll be so bad. I would put up the technicals and show you guys some of the resistance levels and things like that. But maybe I'll just do a 5-minute trade. 5-minute trade would probably work better for the longer swings. Like here's the 5-minute one, right? Again, you're in a bullish trend. That one was working out perfectly. Oh, beautiful. This one did not work out. This one worked out beautifully. This is the one we took Thursday. This one I guess worked out for shorting. This one didn't work out. That one didn't work out. That one didn't work out. That worked out. Again, see, you have to understand the momentum changes that we're in, right? We were in the process of a larger downtrend here, so there was no bullishness really being built up. And that nuance is what I can't explain if I just put up a 24-hour screen for you guys, right? It just becomes more complicated. And right now, Bitcoin is still struggling to even break out above this level of resistance. Thank God we didn't put a large amount of capital behind it, right? Get out there, do this, and we're just waiting. That's still bullish. That's still bullish. That's still bullish. This looks like we're gonna hook up and break out. That looks like we still have some more time to surge up until around 106,000 bucks. You know, another $1,000 potential profit. And then once we get up towards $106,000, then we're like, we might need to start backing off for like a whole hour and then just wait to see which way we decide if we want to break out or if we're going to roll over and make a higher low in this situation. But that would require a few hours of us going down, of course, as well, right? So there's so many different moving parts here, so many different moving parts. But you know, that's why we're just kind of waiting to see. Right now, of course, if I were to do this long, my stop loss would be either here or here because I'm scalping. For now, I'm just going to have it all the way down here because I do want to see if we can have a breakout. If we do go from green to red, I probably won't sell until it hits the stop loss because of the 5 still being bullish and the 1 hour still being bullish and the 4 hours still being bullish. That is a risk I'm willing to take, but not everybody will be willing to take that, right? Because if you've seen, as we got more bullish here, every time we dip into the red, that's actually been the buying opportunity for the largest swing within the ultimate move upwards. That's more of a swing trading, like a day trading thing, not so much of a scalping. But when you look in the Weather chart, those red zones are kind of buying areas where you're like, oh yeah, we're still bullish, over here. We've been bullish for the last 4 or 5 hours, and that goes from over here. Well, if we're dipping and everything's looking pretty bad, why don't I buy when everything's bad? Because I know the trend is still most likely going to go higher, right? So, and there's different levels of this, I would say. It really just depends on what you guys want to do and if you want to go through all these different strategies, because you're going to have to, like, again, paper trading, test out and see what works out. And again, I'm just doing $200 and $500 positions with 50x leverage, right? That's a reasonable place if you guys want to start. That's fine if you got a few $1,000 in your account. If you don't have a lot of money in your account, $50, 50x leverage with trading, it'll be fine. If you're trading with much more capital though, or you're being much more risky with the positions, trade with 10x leverage. But scalping requires you to use more leverage unless you guys have more money in that account, which most people don't, because you know, who has like $50,000 to just drop into an account just like that? Not everybody, of course. But my point being though, you know, give it some time, give it some paper trading. CT's, you know, making money right now, but most of you guys just like chill, kind of learn, because you know, this will tell you when to buy, but it might not tell you when to sell. We talked about selling once we saw some resistance peaking out, not having a good opportunity to break out from there, and that was basically the signal that says, oh yeah, might just want to take the profits and run. Some people don't want to take the profits and run. Some people just want to reach for the moon. Reaching for the moon on a 1 minute scalp is crazy. Tea and coffee. Damn, my teeth are gonna be stained like crazy. There we go though. One of these little pouches is basically worth 1 shot of espresso. So not a lot. I like a double shot of espresso normally. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. This strategy is different to what I grant you. Whenever I see people on YouTube talking about these, right? Like trading straight with Bitcoin, you know, you watch those things, right? They have the formula, they did all this, like it's more of a showy type of video, not necessarily a tutorial, you know, built on stuff. But I mean, they're very entertaining, right? Very entertaining. There's a strategy right here. This is more for swing trading, right? But yeah, so it's just a different type of content. Maybe one of these days when I get an editor that knows it, like my editor doesn't know how to do any of this stuff, right? Maybe one day I get an editor that knows how to do this stuff when I'm making money. Right? Like, start with $100 and now all of a sudden your balance is $557,000. It doesn't work like that, right? Especially if you're doing spot trading, like the thumbnail will suggest. It's just a different type of trading style, right? It's just bleh. It's more complicated. And here we go. Now we're getting rejected again, right? Coming down here, you're seeing that come across here and here, right? I told you guys I'm just gonna wait to sell right here. We're down about $10 right now. It's not the end of the world. But again, we're gonna wait. I'm going to have a stop loss right here just in case, or not stop loss. I'll just do a close right there, basically. But I want to see if we break out. So now I'm changing the rules a little bit because we've made, well, we've done okay on our first trade. Right? Fine. and we're just going to wait to see if we can have a larger move. And theoretically here, like what I talked about before when it came to these little buying opportunities with reds, maybe I would double down during this circumstance, right? Actually, I did tell you guys this already. I told you guys earlier, when I buy, it's probably going to dip down a little bit before making a larger move up. Same thought. It was already, the process was already going on in my head, but now I'm kind of like putting that together with the red charts, if you will. And hey, Roy, why don't we not take a short? Because in the 4 hour, 1 hour price is already up and top, and the resistance is the red box. So right now we're just scalping, right? So the trend right now on the 4 and the 1 hour, yes, we are at a level of resistance. We are there, but the momentum is still bullish and we're still moving higher, right? So when I see the momentum is still bullish here, that's when I decide to keep on going along with my short positions. If, like I said before, we start to turn more bearish over here and we have a breakdown, I'd be more willing to short in that circumstance. But right now, everything is still pointing towards higher, right? Higher moves. If you were to short like right here, that one wouldn't have really made you much money. Actually, let me just short this way. Oh, I can't really short that way as much. There you go. This is a weird glitch, but we longed right here. That one made you money. This one over here, I would say it didn't make you money. It never hit the stop loss and went higher, but I would still, for this example of shorting, not shorting, longing, this one didn't make you money. This one made you money. That one did not. This one did. This one didn't, didn't, did, didn't, did, 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 didn't, did, didn't, didn't, did. See, this is so much easier if I have like multiple time frames to show you. But basically over here, since we've actually started the upward trend, more times than not, the longs are going to make you money, right? So this was a longer term long right here. This was saying, hey, you could hold for a while if you wanted to, not just from green to red, basically. But if you open up a short long, sorry, this coffee's already getting to me. If you open up a short right here, you really didn't make much money. You didn't really make much money. You didn't make any money. You didn't make any money. You made a little bit of money right there. Made some right there. Not really much right here. A little bit right there. Not really much right here. And not really much right. In fact, you made like no money. You kind of lost money fast, right? More likely than not, the shorting right here has just been buying opportunities. So you're not going to be looking at as much profit. And because we're trading with higher leverages, if you don't make as much profit, you're not covering the fees. And if you're not covering the fees, you're basically just paying in exchange for the right to trade, which is crazy, right? If the longer term momentum is there, I'll do it. But the longer term momentum isn't there just yet. I see green on the 4, excuse me, green on the 1, green on the 4, green on the 5. I would need to see a red on the 5, red on the 30, and red on the 1 hour, even if there was green on the 4 hour, in order to start doing shorts here for my own personal self, right? But I get your point at being at a level of resistance. Being at this level of resistance just makes the trading that much more difficult. If you're trading and there isn't a big level of resistance, it actually makes life a lot easier. But I'm going live right now, so I have to kind of take what the market gives me at this point. Remember, you guys can trade whenever you guys want to. I have to trade when I want to go live with you guys, which happens to be during the middle of the day because in a couple hours my sister gets back from her graduation event, where she's going back to her high school to kind of talk with some of her friends. You know, so I gotta hang out with my sister a little bit tonight. I bought her a new air conditioner for her to use. That type of stuff I gotta deal with. So I can't trade in a few hours when maybe we've broken out or we've broken down and there's more of an obvious trend of which way we're going, right? But again, if you would have just followed the 5-minute one that we had earlier, the 5-minute one I think is better for most people. This is the 5-minute one. Great money. Again, this is a bullish trend for the last like 24, 36 hours since Thursday, right? No, since Friday, excuse me. Worked out. Don't short, you're fine. Long, you're fine. This one didn't work out. This one worked out. And this is the one we opened up Thursday afternoon. Boom. I mean, 5-minute one, fine. But this isn't necessarily scalping because this is how long did that trade take? 13 hours. Ooh, right? That's a long time. This one worked over here for if you want to do that one. That was 7 hours, right? But that's when we were rolling over, I believe, right? Weren't we rolling over in that period of time? Yeah, change of character was happening right there when we rolled over there. Yeah. So we were already in a red change of character right here on the 12-hour chart. 4-hour chart was already red during that time as well. So there was no reason to do any real buying over here. So if I were to draw this line right over here from the 4, go over here to the 5, right? A little bit of money, but the short made a lot more money. The short made a lot more money. That one didn't make you money. That one didn't make you money. That short made you a lot more money. Made you money. Not as much here. Worked out there. Not worked out there. That one worked out fine. That one worked out okay. That one worked out. So you can see, even if you were to make mistakes, the profits are so much larger on these ones. So if you make the mistake in short right here, right, your stop loss is right there. So it gets hit, and that trades over. You're fine. Right here, that stop loss gets hit right there. You're fine. You move on. But this profit right here, oh, that makes way more than that money you made right here is way more than you lost right here and right here combined. This one right here takes care of all of those, any mistakes that you made. And of course, you can still long if you want to, but again, I follow those trends. I'm happy because when you get a juicy one like this one, look at that. Oh, beautiful. You can scale out right here, I guess. Well, let me see. This is where we start adding on more stuff. Scale it right here, or right here, or I guess right over here where it stopped a second ago. But there's different places, so you can decide how long you want to hold on to this. But this is a 5-minute trade, which means you're gonna be holding on for a while. But right there, I probably would have scaled out right there. That'd be my price target right there. It went lower, but who the fuck cares? I would have made money, you know? This one worked out fine. This one did not. This one did not. This one did not. And again, I'm assuming by this point, trends are shifting a little bit because you can see we've been kind of curving up for a minute here, right? But even still, so let's say you lost money here, here, and here, and here, right? Your stop loss from here is right here or here. So you take a, you're not like losing all that money. You're losing over right here. You're losing some right here. That makes up for all of that. All that cluster and fuck shit. Sorry for the language. That made up for it. That also helped make up for it, right? This one didn't do anything. This one didn't do anything. This one didn't do anything. I mean, it went down, but not as much as you wanted to, right? Same with this one. Same with that one. Big move right there makes up for a few of these. That one then makes up for all those losses, and you keep on increasing your profits. Keep on increasing your profits. Right now, we're trending back into bullish territory here. But yeah, so it's just a different way of viewing everything, and a different way of just kind of understanding the way the market is rolling along right now. Because right now, it is a difficult time to be trying to trade. It is a difficult time to try to be trading right now. And because of that, you kind of just have to put more of your knowledge into the minute by minute aspects of the market. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. That's some strong tea. And hey, CT, I also think newer traders I also think newer traders get that on higher time frames. There's usually a crazy liquidity grab to trick traders before a big push up or down. Yeah, that is also true there. I think every trader just has to figure out what type of trading style they like. I think most people need to stick with day trading, swing trading first, and then as you get like a consistent amount of revenue from that, then you start allocating some of those resources to day trading, and then you could be learning to day trade with fake money while you do real money with swing trading. Because for example, here, this is the 4-hour chart, right? That one worked. I guess stop loss. So that one worked out for making you money. That one worked out. That one worked out. Again, we're in a bullish territory here. That one worked out. That one worked out. I would say this one failed, even though, see, you open up here, your stop loss is there, your price target is probably what? I guess if you're opening here, you don't know that's happening yet, so you're going to be looking at that to that. Yeah, I guess, yeah, theoretically, you could have made a profit off of this one. Yeah, okay, so that one you can technically make some money from it. Okay, I was wrong. This one, I'll say no. you didn't make any money off of that one. This one, again, look at that. You can see you're rolling over right here. So if I talk about some of these trades, or hold on, when these longs stopped working, like right here and right here, those ones still worked out. You go over to the daily chart. See how the MACD was bearish right here for both these? You want to be a little bit more careful because you see it's flipping. You see the change of character on the daily chart turning red right here as well. You're in a different mode, right? So you're like, oh, obviously I shouldn't be doing all these longs if the momentum is shifting, right? I mean, it all kind of builds upon itself from the larger time frames trickling down to lower time frames. Excuse me. I'm gonna be sniffling here for a minute, guys. I apologize. I'm still not over my little cough attack that I had last week. There we go. So we still have a long open right now. I'm taking a little bit more of a risk because I want to see if we can break out here. But my stop loss is still going to be the same stop loss as before. So there's nothing new happening. I'm just not going to close with that withdrawal here. Now, granted, this is a smaller position, like I said before, because we're at a big level of resistance. Going long at a big level of resistance like this is more challenging and a higher risk. Therefore, because there's that increased level of risk, you shouldn't be putting as much money on the line, right? So just my personal thoughts. Some people stick to the $500 or whatever the money they want to every single time. I adjust it depending on risk. So if I was looking at the 5 minute here earlier, right, well below that level of resistance, I'd be more willing to toss in like $1,000 at 25x leverage over 500 at 50x leverage, like I did a few minutes ago, right? And then of course this one over here, the $200 with 50x leverage, right? So it's a little different. But thanks for asking me the questions. I appreciate the ability to kind of like explain my thought process here, because unless I'm in a trade, it's a lot more difficult for me to kind of instruct you guys on what my brain is thinking, because my brain is all over the place with ADHD, of course, which is why I play video games while I trade normally. Is this necessary to watch different time frames? We can't stick with one time frame. You definitely can stick with one time frame, but I like having 4 because it gives me a larger picture of what's happening, so I don't have to forget. Again, I have ADHD. My brain power is nothing compared to most of you guys who have normal working brains. I have trouble remembering things that I looked at just 30 seconds ago. It usually just leaves my brain very fast. I can remember it in like an hour, but if I think about what I just said a few seconds ago, it's already out of my brain. I mean, it's already gone. So this is just kind of a foolproof way for the average investor to kind of get involved in the market, because again, like my ADHD, I think, is crippling compared to what the average person can do. I used to work in corporate America. I used to be a marketing manager, then a marketing director. A marketing manager, right? I would normally get to work at 8, and I would finish work around like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, right? So 8 to 5, usually 8 to 4. Okay, so that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. That's 8 hours of work right there with an hour-long lunch in the middle. So really 7 hours of work. Well, in reality, what I would do is I'd wake up at 5 o'clock. I'd get ready. I'd take the train to work from like, and that train would take me from like 6:30 to 7:30. I get to the office at 8, and then from 8 to 4 I'm working. From about 4:30 to 5:30 I'm back on the train. About 6 o'clock I make my way home. I get some dinner, right? 7. And then from 7 to 10 o'clock on average, I was finishing up all the extra work I had to do because my brain power doesn't allow me to get my job done in the typical 9 to 5, 8 to 4 workday. So this is because my brain, I don't want to like call myself stupid because I'm not stupid, no, but like my brain is not as powerful as all your guys' brains. So my hope is, because you guys in my mind are just much better off without ADHD, you guys will be able to understand everything going on a little bit easier, even if I kind of suck at teaching in a way where your brain power will overcome all of my mistakes, if you will. But yeah, this just gives me a better picture So for example, I'm looking at this chart right here. See where it just turned green on the 4-hour chart? In my mind, every time I look at that, I was like, okay, no matter what's happening on over there in the other corners over here, I know we're still bullish temporarily. I know we're at a level of resistance, but this level of resistance goes all the way up to about 106,850. And I like being able to see that. The 1-hour chart, still bullish, but our level of resistance here is $106,000 basically. So a little bit below that 106,850. Right? Over here, this level of resistance I'm looking at is 105,909, right? So I know at this point in time, this is a very difficult point to be trading, and I'm reminded of it all through those 3 charts right here, which is why I'm not trading with as much capital at this point in time. Like, there's going to be a time next week when I do this for you guys, and we're streaming for like 3 hours again, where you guys see me doing $1,000 positions with 50x leverage, because it's just so much more easier to do that. Or you'll see me do a $2,000 position with 25x leverage, so I pay less fees. That's mostly what's gonna happen, because I hate paying fees. Right? But for now, we're in a high risk environment, and that's why I said we had a long right here. Like, that's right up against resistance. I tell you guys normally, just wait for the breakout and then you guys can go long. But again, today we're doing a specific strategy. We're talking about everything going on. I'm answering questions, and that way you guys can kind of learn from my like live trades I'm doing with you guys right now. Oh, I don't even have my rings on. It feels freaking weird. That's why I keep on moving my hands so much. Right, so hopefully that makes sense. It was kind of a long tangent there. But yeah. Each time frame is used to identify how long your trade will last. Hard to explain, but Toronto is key. Yeah, it really is. So basically, we have to check the momentum from the higher time frame than according to take entry to lower time frame. Yes, that's the way I view it, right? I feel a lot more confident going long right now because of the bullish momentum from the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the 5 minute charts. At the same time, that confidence is also being eroded because of the fact that we're at a big level of resistance right now. Right? So I'm taking this piece by piece to relax and just be like, hey, sometimes this is just where we're at. If you only, like, let's say you guys are busy all of Saturday and you guys could only trade from 3 o'clock, or what would I start from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Okay? That's the only time you could trade. Well, it sucks, but this might be the market you have to deal with. So you have to adjust accordingly. Or you just may say, damn, we haven't broken out yet. We're at a level of resistance and this is boring. Maybe you just don't make any trades until we break out and you just have to sit and wait. And then, you know, you have to open up the trade while driving somewhere and be like, shit, I gotta open up the trade right here. But that's what happened, right? So it's just a different process. But yeah, this is how I trade. But I know there are a few other trading groups out there. If anybody has another channel that does day trading of Bitcoin, please list it down below. I don't mind people looking at other channels and stuff like that. Because maybe my strategy is not for you. I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm just saying there are other strategies out there, and I think that people, it's good to have a variety of experiences and a variety of strategies to try out, right? Yeah, that's just my 2 cents there. But I get so much comfort, and I get so much more. I get such a higher success rate with my trading by understanding what's happening on the 4 hour and the 1 hour and the 5 minute, 15 minute before I even open up that 1 minute scalp, right? And I don't even do 1 minute scalps that much. I prefer 5 minutes because that can take hours, and that's more of a day trade, right? Like for instance, here's the 5 minute chart. You can see over the last, it's been profitable so far if you've been going along with the trend here. But you go to the 15 minute chart, right? Boom. I mean, boom. This one over here, you wouldn't have bought. You wouldn't have bought this one. This one, why? Because the 4 hour wasn't telling you to buy right there. The 4 hour was telling you to take all these shorting opportunities and take advantage of those. So you would have made money on this one. This one, let's just say no. This one, yes. This one, yes, right? So you would have made money. Let's equate all of these to $100 on average. So you made $100. You made $100. you walk away with nothing. I would say no. Well, let's just say you lost money. You lost $100. Now you now you're only up $100. You make $100 now. Now you're up $200 again. This one, you lost money. So now you're back down to only making $100, right? And again, it's not going to be that easy, but you get what I'm saying. This one right here, again, you ride the wave down, and in this circumstance, you can add a Fibonacci extension here. You open up the trade right here. You could sell right here. You could sell right there. It might have even dipped a little bit lower. But let's say you sold right here. You've made about $200 off that trade. Or if you waited all the way down here because it was a strong momentum move, right? That one you made maybe like 400, 500 bucks off that trade, right? And that covered all the whatever little losses in here. You still netted a good profit, and you could take that day over day over day. But that's because during that time frame when all that shit was happening, bearish here, all throughout that move right over here, all bearish, and the momentum up until that point when we had that big drop over here was bearish, right? This is chop. That's better for scalping and stuff like that. But when you have the 4 hours showing you a good move right here, oh yeah, you're set, right? Now let me get rid of all these lines. I hope those are the right lines to get rid of. Yeah, there we go. So it just depends a little bit, right? Like for example, we talked about theoretically if we've been doubling debt, if we've been looking to buy during these red dips because of how the last few hours have been showing us, theoretically you might have wanted to double down on the position that I took over here. I said no, probably because we're still at a big high level of resistance, but sometimes it's worth taking that. We'll have to see if the trade succeeds or not. Right now we still don't know. Last trade did, but see this is why it glitched over, so now I can't explain everything, because now people are thinking like, oh, he just bought right here and sold right there. That's a horrible trade. But in reality, it was something different, right? So it's just like, but for those of you guys who are here, you understand what I'm talking about. But because we're at a big level of resistance, as you can see from here, here. In fact, this needs to be a 5-minute chart. Oh no. I don't want to get rid of all that stuff. I knew there was something not happening here. There we go. Sorry. I wanted those 2 lines to be there. There we go. Because we're at this big level of resistance going on, I'm just gonna wait. But like part of me right now is looking at this and thinking that, man, we only have really, what is it, 153? If we don't have a breakout by 2 o'clock, I'm a little bit more concerned about this trade here. But like I said, I'm just gonna use my stop loss down here, which is 105,640, which is basically right here, like in terms of where we're at, and which isn't bad. But I'd really like to see a breakout happen sooner rather than later, because this is taking a little bit longer than I thought it would for this breakout. But we got more wiggle room out here, but that takes so long, right? So even these 1-minute scalps, you're still waiting for a while. But if you guys have nothing to do on a Saturday, which I know is rare for most people, but if you are taking care of your kid or something like that, every few minutes you can just peek in, or you can set an alert, right? You guys can set alerts, I think, off of Luxalgo, the Smart Money Concepts ones, can't you? I don't, maybe not. Add alert. No, you can't. You might need the paid one. But you could still open up your phone and just kind of see where you're at, and you can practice making those trades. Especially with the paper trading, you don't got to worry about it as much, I would say. But I'm hoping that we can have a strong move here, because right now we're getting to the pure chop. Basically, whales are trying to push us up, but there's still a lot of meat there for us to eat. Jason Casper, there you go. What's my win rate? Excuse me, win rate. I have trouble with my W's and R's. In this type of scalping, I'm not entirely sure. I don't really do minute scalping too much. This is more for the channel. I would say 5-minute. It's more. I would say anywhere between 75 to 80% profit rate per trade. But at the end of the day, I'm usually 90 to 95% having a profitable day. That makes sense? So 75 to 80% per trade, but at the end of the day, I'm usually about 90 to 95% profitable. So it's a weird way of saying it, but like, you can see that some of these trades don't work out, right? But at the end of the day, I'm very much usually profitable. And I think that's probably a better way of like saying that. Let me know if you thought I was full of shit there or something like that, but that's the way I would describe it. And 5 million, it took like momentum is going to down. Not yet. I mean, see again, it depends on what you're talking about here as far as which momentum. There's 1 minute momentum, 5 minute momentum, 4 hour momentum, and 1 hour momentum on the screen right now. We can definitely have a dip on the 5 minute chart that brings us all the way down, back down here, without fucking with this momentum here and this momentum right there. So going higher, right? It just depends on what time frames you're looking at. Like I just said a few seconds ago, as I'm looking at this, I was looking at this time for this little trend line right here, and I'm saying I think we need to hurry up and get a breakout here, or we're going to break down, right? So all that can be happening within a longer trend, right? So that's what I was trying to explain earlier. But for now, I'm just gonna let this sit and see where it goes, because we're up against a level of resistance. It's a high risk trade. As I told you guys before, I already put less money in this trade because it is a higher risk trade. But because I put less money in there, I'm not worried about losing the money if it does go down against my weight. I'm just gonna wait to see what happens. Sometimes it's not even about just like exiting a trade early or getting into a trade too late, something like that. It's more just like, okay, I have my plan. I'm gonna see what happens, and I'm just gonna wait. You know, I know that if this goes like, let's say my position right here was right there. If it hits my stop loss, that's 0.22%. What is that? That means my trade will have lost. God, what is that? 10, 12. I will have lost about 13% if my stop loss gets hit. 13% of 200 bucks. I think I'll be fine. That's why I did the smaller trade, so I don't have to really worry about that. Now, if it was like a $5,000 trade and I'm losing 13% of that, oh, I'd be pretty ticked off. I would have probably never made that trade in the first place, because I said we had a big level of resistance. But in order to make the trade, because I'm live with you guys, I have to adjust what I would normally do, therefore lowering the risk on my part, because I don't want to lose my money, of course, but I still want to be able to educate you guys and help you guys out. So it's kind of a give and take, right? And hey, Puma, we're looking okay overall. We're going back from bearish to bullish, which is pretty interesting. But to me, it looks like we're still going to be choppy. And by chop, I mean we're still in that downtrend with an opportunity for a breakout, but we're still in that downtrend. But we've been chopping it up still, which is kind of nice, because even with the Trump tariffs and stuff, as you can see on the 4 hour chart, we're back. Again, we talked about buying the dip. Buying the dip was the best thing we could have done, because now we're back to normal. So you guys can either sell what we bought a few days ago, or you can hold on to it. But you have an opportunity as of now. If you bought that dip with me, we're good to go. You know, but Bitcoin went up a little bit here. So, and if you bought the dip, okay, not the very bottom, just around the bottom. You know, right now you're up around 4%, 3.9. Go over here to like Ethereum, right? Bought the dip down here. You're up around 4%. Dogecoin bought the bottom, not the very bottom, just around the bottom. Yep, 5-6%. Trump token. Well, I don't think we bought some of this, but still. Yep, 6%. So, you know, it's working out. Even Miro up just today. Miro's up around 15%. We bought it over here, not at the very bottom, but towards the bottom. 14%. You know what I mean? In my mind, I'd probably sell a little bit off, but you know, it is what it is. Not Bitcoin dominance. Actually, how is Bitcoin dominance looking? We're still so far from the golden 66% up here where the Fibonacci level is at. There we go. Ooh, damn, sorry. I got that fan on me now and I'm cold. Ooh. I'll take being cold over hot any day though. There we go. And hey, Wilder, happy to see you. Hope you're doing very, very well today. This is the first day trading stream that I've done with you guys, and we're going to be doing this daily here pretty soon, or Sunday through Thursdays. And I'm going to try to take Fridays and Saturdays off still. But the way the streams are going to work going forward is I will do an hour streaming where I talk about the basics of technical analysis for Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the news of the day, coins that are popping off like coinmarketcap.com. The news of the day will be the big part of the stream, of course, because it'll be news from CNBC, Cointelegraph. We'll watch a couple CNBC videos, maybe a Bloomberg video, something like that. And then after that 1 hour, we're going to spend 2 hours doing... Excuse me, guys. We're going to be spending 2 hours during this live trading using the 1 minute chart and just having a fun little walk along, right? And then I'm going to start copy trading on Weeks and maybe a few other exchanges. And I'll be doing some of these, I won't be scalping the 1 minute on them, but I'll be scalping the 5 minute and or day trading the 5 minute, and I'm hoping I can just bring you guys some more income with some of you guys that want to park money in there. I just have to figure out what exchanges I want to do it on. I think that's going to be Weeks and maybe KSEX if I can get an account with them. I'm waiting for my friend to message me back. He might have already done it, but I'll wait till after the stream is over. Yeah, so it'll be kind of fun. This will be like 1 hour of this normal stream. After that 1 hour, we just move straight over there. And then while we're doing this, because it is very passive type of investing, we can basically look at any other news and things that people want to talk about at the same time. But the main goal would be just streaming about day trading, right? Hey, Noor, with tensions between Ukraine and Russia escalating, do you think prices will go higher? Are we headed for a big drop? I think right now we're still gonna be going higher, in my opinion. Here, we don't really have much to say. We're gonna be having a big crash just yet, but I haven't seen the Ukraine and Russia stuff have a big impact so far on the markets, because Russia's already kind of like kicked out of the Western system. Ukraine is bombing Russia. Russia's bombing Ukraine. I think everybody's just kind of numb to it now, including a lot of investors. I think I'm as an investor, I'm much more receptive to when Trump is talking about tariffs rather than when Ukraine bombs Russia or Russia bombs Ukraine. I feel like that's been a stalemate for so long. Like, let me see, an or ground movement updates map. Anytime past 24 hours. Doesn't even show me. Okay. Ukraine war front line map over time. So this is from June 1st to the 7th. So even though there were 150 fewer clashes at the front, the Russian army kept up the pressure, grabbing more territory and punching through Ukrainian defenses in the Linman and Novopavliki areas, which really hurt, right? So Russians are taking land right now. And again, these aren't massive amounts of land, but Russia is taking territory. Even after that massive airstrike that we heard about in the news, it seems like they're still losing land. So their military on the ground is still being pushed back, right? So that's been happening for a while, I believe, but like, it's been happening for a while. You know, I don't really see much craziness going on here. We'll kind of have to wait and see. Man, this has been a long scalp trade we've been in, hasn't it? Let me see right here. Push this up a little bit. But so far, I like the way this. I like the way this stream is going. I feel it much more relaxing because I don't have to talk about the news and all that type of stuff, which is always nice, right? But I think what we're gonna do is actually, how has this worked with Ethereum? Has it been more? No, more choppy. Fine, more much more choppy. Not as nice with Ethereum, to be honest. Melania token. Interesting. No, yeah. You know what? And maybe what we'll do is I will say, hey, everybody, if any of you guys find a token that this strategy works well with besides Bitcoin, let me know and we can try to trade that as well. That might be kind of fun too. Sorry, Loki's over here want more. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. You're such a big baby. Such a big baby. Haha, yep. Yeah. I can't help you anymore. There's a fly in the house if you want to eat that. There you go. There we go. Uh-oh, this is where I'm looking at the 5 and I'm like, again, this isn't a big thing right there, but you can see that trend line right there. If we were to break down below that, that's when my stop loss becomes a little bit more of a worry. Hopefully we don't even come into contact with it. But we might have to take one more dip before trying to break out. But yeah, so I'm hoping by doing this stuff though, you kind of understand my entire thought process of why I would open up a trade, why I don't, the fact that I would normally not open up this trade if not for me streaming with you guys, but because I adjusted my risk to take care of myself in that respect, right? And then waiting, adjusting my strategy where if I bought right here, I know that I'm just gonna have to wait to see if the stop loss hits because I know I'm not gonna lose that much money because it's a smaller trade, and then wait to see if we break out because this resistance level, of course, is pretty big, right? Or it's gonna be tough. You could even add some like volume profiles and liquidity heat maps to this if you wanted to. You know, I just rather trust the charts and not get all the other stuff in there. But maybe if you guys have more charts, if you wanted 6 charts, maybe one can be a volume profile chart and one can be something else for you guys as well. It really just depends on how you guys have to trade. But again, a lot of volatility, a lot of nothingness, and all of that, you know, for the last few minutes, and we're down about 10 bucks. You know what I mean? 5%. It's not that big of a deal. Now, again, if I was trading with much more money, I'd be thinking this a lot more seriously, but there wasn't a reason to be putting a lot of money in the trade because we're at big level of resistance. It's basically just waiting to see right now. But that's the point I was trying to make, where if it doesn't work out every single time, right, you can minimize those losses that you take while doing these strategies by just understanding, oh yeah, we're at a level of resistance. Oh yeah, the momentum is not where I need it to be. You can cancel out a lot of those bad trades by just understanding where the market is. Or you can be like me and just take them anyway like a crazy person, but most of the time you don't really have to do that. I'm just teaching right now, which is why I'm explaining all this stuff to you guys, right? Because if I would have done a $5,000 positions, I'd be down like 500 bucks right now, or $1,000 right now, right? No, what percentage am I down? 5%. Oh, okay, we're not that bad. So I'd be what, 100 bucks? Yeah, I'd be like 100 bucks right now. That's not the end of the world, but still, you get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say right now. Auto wing. This is interesting though, because you're seeing a lot of these flat moments right here where the charts are kind of flat. There's a small, and I mean small, whale battle right now trying to happen. I would think the bears have the advantage because we're at a level of resistance, but you can see they're trying to stop us from going down. I don't think they can at this point. I think that we're going to fall down a little bit more and then eventually try to rally in a few minutes, half an hour from now. But you can see they're trying. They're showing their presence there, which I like. Just like over here, we saw the bears show their presence, right? But we'll see if they're able to hold up. I just don't think so, based off of us getting denied a few times here. And you can see those lower highs here, right? Maybe we make some type of smaller trend like that. But I would say we have to break down a little bit more to find our bottom, because this isn't the bottom. The bottom's gonna be somewhere down here, right? And I guess you can say we have a little bit of a trend line right there. You can say that, but I don't think something like that is the type of move that holds, because we're bearish here, bearish here, bearish here. I think we don't get more bullish maybe for another 5-10 minutes. Yeah, we'll see though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we have a nice little pop, but I would want to see something, good happening here. Sorry, getting that coffee thing out of my mouth. Where's my tea? Excuse me. I agree. I'm in a small short, waiting to enter long eventually. Yeah. There's just so many different ways to trade the market, which I love. You know, because like we're talking about probably not gonna be able to hold up. If it's not gonna be able to hold up, you probably want to short that little thing right there, right? Yeah, it's just always kind of funny to see how the different minds of that are trading the market, they kind of come up with like just different ideas, right? Depending on what type of trader you are. But I'm much more of a passive trader. Like I said, I have ADHD. If I don't concentrate on charts like I'm doing right now to explain things to you. It literally hurts my head to concentrate. That's what ADHD, like, to concentrate is pain, right? So I typically don't want to do anything that makes me concentrate. That's why I said I normally pull up a game like Crusader Kings 3, which is what I normally play. Like I last played it today while I was trading earlier, and I'll put it on and I'll passively be playing it, and then I'll just have the charts on my other monitor right here, and I will just be like, okay, looks like we better pause the game very fast. Looks like we may have an opportunity to sell right now or go long, and let's execute the trade. Set up some parameters, because maybe I'll do the stop loss and price target within the actual trade itself sometimes. And then I'll just go back to the game, and I'll be very mindful of what's happening, but I'll also be very mindful of the game I'm playing right in front of me. And you know, it's a little bit different. And you can see, look at, they are putting up a fight right here. They did not want to come back down. I'm really wondering why the bulls are trying so hard right here. Because the 4-hour chart still looks great, right? The 4-hour chart still looks like we want to have a little bit of a poof right there, a little pop. Same with the 1-hour chart, breakout right here, and have a little bit more of a pop that takes us back over here. But this 4-hour candle has 3 hours pretty much left of it, which means it's going to take a while before that pop really manifests itself, right? And usually when we have these green moves here, right, from red to green, they're not short-lived things, right? They usually last for a while, all right? Sure, it can go down like that, but still go higher. Right here went down, but still it lasted for a while. Up there, fine, you know. So even if I were to lose this scalp, I'd still be in a longing type of mood here. There we go. I'm glad I got the green screen for this, because this format would have been horrible for this one. Yeah, I mean, I could probably fit it in here, but it would have just been too much of a cluster. You know what? Bro, talk about us just holding the line here. Somebody does not want to get liquidated or something like that. I don't know what it is, but somebody is buying up a load. Now, if we break out to the upside here, I'm just going to laugh my ass off, because that means the bears over here are furious. They run out of ammo. And hey, Mike, did I see a huge protest in California to the ice rate today? I heard about it a little bit on X, but I haven't really dug deep into it yet. I expect there to be more of these things, especially if ice moves into California. I think I heard that the police aren't going to be helping ICE, and I think that's fine. They should be able to do whatever the fuck they want, but I think ICE is still going to be able to go wherever they want, because they're, you know, the federal government outweighs the state government, of course. So I think you're going to see that happen, and more arrests happen, more illegals taken out, more protests, and then eventually, you know, it'll be probably a good moment for Trump. It's going to be Californians, you know, rich snobby liberals versus Donald Trump. He'll play that very well in the media, and who will have the police in LA, because he doesn't control them, but the mayor will have to step in to curb the violence that's going on, and they'll be forced to use tear gas and flashbangs and things like that, and you know, that'll escalate, and Trump will be like, see, these are people that horrible for our country. He'll play the culture war stuff, and he'll spin it to his advantage, which may be what he needs right now, because this Elon stuff has been taking over the news, right? So bit by bit. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how it's going to end up, but that's my idea of how it could end up. Playing professional golf and poker have made my brain need to figure every situation is bad and good. Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own different backgrounds, especially you playing golf like at a professional level, and poker. Good God, man, that's a whole different set of cojones you have to have for each of those, especially with like a lot of money on the line, right? But for me, you know, I have my way. It's a chill way of trading, but not everybody is okay with my way. Some people really want money to happen fast, right? And it just doesn't happen like that, because if you're trading like this, let's say a 5-minute chart or a 1-minute chart, I would say primarily with a 5-minute chart, if you get a bullish trade, every now and again when Bitcoin has a super surge type of mood, you accidentally get caught up in that and you're like, whoa, that's more profits than I thought I was ever gonna make, right? And then you're happy, you sell, you scale out, and you're good. Excuse me. Other people, they just want to wait and try to time those big moments, and I found it's very hard to time a magnificent big boom like that. I mean, you can see when a breakout's possibly going to happen, right? But what do I look for instead of necessarily breakouts? Moving averages. So some of you guys might not want to do this on an everyday basis. Some of you guys may just want to wait, and maybe I open up my other layout for this other layout YouTube show. This is Tesla. So maybe some of you guys only trade when Bitcoin is heading for a moving average, like the 20 or the 50-day moving averages, right? In this case, it would be right here. Let's go to an hourly chart. Let's get rid of the price action concepts, those smart money concepts, and let's get rid of all the other moving averages for now. Let's just go to the 20 and let it be the daily chart. You have a change of character short right here. You see you're at a moving average. You can expect a greater level of return off that investment right there. And in this case, it's all part of this larger trade here. So you can sell right there, you can sell right here, and you're fine with either one of those with that move right there, right? Now, again, you see a lot of volatility up here and stuff like that. But what I would say actually is, if you adjust this to the weekly charts, I would say you could only trade during those times, and I think you'd be fine. So here's the weekly chart right here. Right? There's a lot more volatility around these times here. So if I see that we're, like, remember, we were bearish going into this trade. Were we? Yeah, we were rolling over at that point. Yeah, we were rolling over. So you see that we're bearish. You take that short right here. You can anticipate that we're going to be breaking down because of the bearish momentum at the time, which, just so you guys can tell what I'm saying, we were already bearish on the stochastic. We were already bearish. I mean, look at that change of character. If you're just following the red versus green, we were already bearish in that time, right? Momentum, choppy. What was it? Bearish there, bullish here, change of character bearish at a level of resistance, right? And again, part of this was the tariffs and stuff like that. But again, that's enough to make a short-term trade on the 5-minute chart there. And again, this is going to be hard because I have to like scale back, because the 5 minutes usually where we want to be at. Oh, it doesn't go back that far. Damn. Okay, we'll stick to the 15-minute chart then. That's fine. All right. And maybe that one didn't work as well. Yeah, that's a pretty bad placement on my part. But basically, you open up that trade right here, or you open up that trade right here. Doesn't matter. You know, you swing that down. It's much more profitable if you play it down. But again, this is for swing traders, I guess I would say. So you can play around a lot more with this strategy when you're closer to the moving averages there. So let me get rid of. I gotta get rid of that line. I can't get rid of all the other stuff on here. We got back above it, right? So okay, this is the hourly chart though. So That one worked out well. Buy right here. You're fine. You're fine. This one, yeah, you still made money. You went up to resistance level. Maybe you sold. Maybe you sold. Maybe you didn't. This one didn't hit your stop loss. It hit our level of resistance. So I guess technically that works out. But maybe you wouldn't have had that trade. That trade worked out. This trade worked out. Again, it might be by accident, but you get caught up in those big rallies and like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, I'll take that money in a heartbeat, right? More volatility. If we didn't come back down below it, but if there's a bearish move right below that moving average at some point, oh, you better believe I'm going to be there to, you know, do a little bit more of an aggressive trade during that time. Dear Lord, we're not doing anything. There's a whale little battle going on right now, and everything's paused and just waiting. God, this is either going to end very well or very bad. Now, I guess it never ends very bad because we have a stop loss, right? But yeah, Bitcoin's forming a head and shoulders in the 1 hour, ready to boom. What do you call? Oh yeah, right now, 1 hour. Oh, I see you talking about that head shoulders over there. Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy we're in a bullish momentum right now. I just want to see us have that big breakout. But I mean, look at this. We're in a pure pause moment here. You don't see this happen too much, guys. Again, just the stuff we see while learning how to trade. I thought we would have broken down by now and went down a little bit further, but we're not. So I'm going to keep this here for now, just so we can kind of see what's happening. But I am very much intrigued in how this is going to work out. I was able to get in at 100,500 Bitcoin when Elon and Trump were arguing. What do you call? I know, wasn't it a crazy time? It was. God, what a. Well, actually, let's see. As we kind of wait, you know, because again, we don't have to be watching the charts all the time. That's not the point of this. X. Simone Biles, Trump and Musk fueled. No, that's 18 hours ago. So let's go over. Well, let me see. Is anything trending? Worlds collide. Aces. Let's see. Conan, Coco. No. Okay. Simone. No. Okay. Arrest. National Guard. Maybe this is the LA stuff. Huge amounts of federal agents have moved in and are directly confronting rioters in Los Angeles. Oh shit. This is why I don't do protesting no more. Ooh, fart coins breaking out. Play around with that one. Fart coin's been very lucrative so far. It's interesting they don't have the fallen riot shields out, you know what I mean? Let's see. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass says she's going to defend illegals from ICE. We're going to fight for all Angelenos, regardless of where they got here. Okay. Oh, yeah, they're trash and shit. Yeah. Breaking shit, damn. Throwing rocks at police cars, damn, yeah. Violence is gonna do an uptick. Yeah, interesting. It's always weird to see protesters and rioters because they always celebrate, but it's so rare that protesters win. It is so rare that they win, you know what I mean? So let me get at this stuff very fast. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow if it's still going on. Elon Musk, what's he talking about here? Most entertaining outcome is most likely. Starship. Malay reduced government spending 30% and achieved a surplus in only 1 month. His popularity didn't fall, it rose. Don't tell me fiscal discipline isn't popular with the general public. It's just unpopular to the powerful special interests that control DC. Yeah, Elon is back down quite a bit. Current US government spending, yeah, he's pretty much backed off on all the real anti-Trump stuff. Let's see. Yeah. A repost, American Party. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty darn simple. It's kind of crazy how simple it is right now. Yeah, he's not really doing that much. He's calmed down quite a bit. We popped up. After all that, we popped up. Interesting. Again, we do have a small downtrend here. Maybe this breakout's exactly what we need. You can see it right here as well. Now, theoretically, this stream is supposed to end in a half an hour, but we may just go another hour afterwards to see if this one trade through. Once this one trade is over, we'll call it a day, but it may take a little bit longer. Which again, like, damn, these trades can take a minute. Excuse me. I wish my nose wasn't so stuffy. I drew a trend line on the downtrend and it broke above. Oh, nice. There you go. LOL, here we go again. The COVID protesters are here again. Martin Luther won. What do you call it? Yeah, it is a very interesting time. Like, again, while we wait for this to happen, we can go back over to the protesting and stuff because I think that was more interesting. I don't want to go to arrest. I want to go to National Guard, though. Let me see what's happening. So we saw that one. Kicking the cars and stuff. It really reminds you, like, there are elements of our society that are like this, though, you know? You may walk across them in the street, but some of these people are just violent. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's any reason to go after ICE people. Honestly, like, they're just doing their job. They're just doing what they were told to do. And again, if you, like, they're enforcing the law, which is always hard. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, what? Uh-huh. So I got that one. I think these are fake ABI. Yeah, it's fake FBI, I think. This is 10 hours ago. ICE protesters surrounded an ICE facility in California and attack agents. What the fuck is that dude guy doing? Crab walking? Jesus. Damn, I shouldn't be like that. God. It's just that guy's stance was freaking hilarious. He was crab walking. We're whoosh. And arrest him. He probably did something before the camera was taking videos, of course. Oh yeah, they're throwing shit. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Interesting. How they got the shields out? How's Bitcoin looking? Again, we're just going flat here. There is a battle happening. I hate these moments because they're extremely boring, but they do make you think that there is going to be a big move on the other side of this, one way or the other, right? There we go. So that one. Oh, that's kind of freaky. Let's see. Protesters turned rioters in Paramount, California are attempting to block bus transporting illegals. The National Guard needs to be deployed ASAP. Oh, so people want the National Guard deployed, but they haven't been deployed yet? Yeah, because Trump can't send the military in there. But I think Trump can usurp the National Guard from the governor to send them in. What? Why? What? See, I don't understand the destruction because that just means the taxpayers are going to increase taxes to pay for all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, tanks are rolling into DC ahead of President Trump's massive military parade, marking the return of greatness with power and precision. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's a lot of freaking tanks. There's not really much footage though, so I don't know how big this is. Yes, that's crazy. Lunatic protester attempts to prevent ICUSV from leaving scene of raid from what do you call? Yeah, actually, it doesn't seem like it's that crazy right now, to be honest. I mean, we've seen riots over the past 10 years that have been way more intense than this. Right? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yeah. Chaos in federal courthouse building an ICE detainee migrant while activists attempt to stop the detainment. Damn, they need more cops. They need to bring like a mini army for all this stuff now. No, we already watched that. Oh, this is not the same, I'll tell you that. Those bayonets look sharp as fuck though, damn. Yeah, so there's nothing really crazy. I would say this is a very lukewarm riot. Thanks for coming into the Cryptoverse party during the Bitcoin conference, Las Vegas. See y'all next time. Oh, look at that. What do you call it? I didn't go to his party this year. I heard about it. I know it was off the strip a little bit, but I went to the Saudi Arabia party because it was like Saudi Ready party is like they're a whole different level. Bro, we're still sideways. Dear Lord. I hope every time we do this it is not like that, but it may be, and this is just the realistic side of trading, I suppose, right? Is Brett picking back up? Over the past few weeks it's been picking back up, but I would still think of it as a longer term hold for altcoin season rather than just a quick buy in and buy out. That thing has actually been pretty darn choppy at a kind of a concerning level. Not bad, but like if you're not used to that type of chop, it can really wreck you in a heartbeat. Lucky is coming means we are lucky he gives us luck. My first cousin was a cop. He was murdered in 2020. The disrespect for them is unreal. Such a scary job. Oh, it's a terrifying job. I have a friend that's a cop out in Montana, and he was just doing a routine traffic stop and he got shot like 4 times. Like he's still getting surgeries done like years later to make sure he's still back up and running. Like it is a freaking scary ass job. And again, just a traffic stop, right? Somebody has a bad headlight or their tabs are out or something like that, you stop them over, you're just gonna say, hey man, just get it fixed up, that's it, and all of a sudden boom boom boom, you know? I mean, maybe they, of course they probably had a warrant and stuff like that, but like bro has a wife and kids. Imagine if he got killed. Oh dude, single mom with like 2 kids to raise. Sure, you get some money from the police department, but still, that's like, you don't want to ever see something like that happen, right? Are we headed back to 111,000 before going back to 110,000? I would say right now we're probably on a pace to head back up towards 111,000 bucks, but don't just buy because of that. This tariff war thing is becoming a little bit more of an issue. Not tariffs and Elon Musk and Trump talking is becoming more of an issue, and I just don't know what's going to happen there. So I'm not even taking any large trades. What I did is I bought the dip a few days ago because it was a nice dip, and now I'm kind of happy just to kind of sit and wait a little bit. But we might head back down towards 103 at the worst, maybe 102,000 at the worst, to make a higher low before having a larger breakout. But I don't really see us having another big crash unless Trump comes out with more tariffs or something like that, which could definitely happen. But like, this economy is so fucked up right now that it's just, you know, a lot of us are numb to the moves long term, but short term it can really fuck with your trading. Brett Michael hold Brett. Yeah, I went to a Brett party in Vegas, I believe, actually. When is altcoin season? It's still a few months away. We have to wait for rate cuts to come, and we have to wait for Bitcoin dominance to peak around like 66%, maybe a little bit higher than that. Yeah, Brett had a party in Vegas last week. It was really fun. Let me see. Past, let me see. Tuesday, so yeah, so I flew in Tuesday. Go happy hour, the Mark Moss. Story Speakeasy, Whalehouse. Yeah, here we go. The Brett Mansion. Yeah, it was a good party. Yeah, so they had a really good party there. It was a really fun time. It was at the Mike Tyson Mansion. Let's see if I can go over here. And it was at this house right here, and it was a fun time. It was a fun time right there. Sorry, I'm blanking out here. But yeah, it was a fun time. I was over here smoking with a few friends, smoking some cigars. They had fire people there. They had a big old grass area right here, which was fun to talk with people. The real exclusive parties, though, the real exclusive parties were happening right here. This is where the millionaires and billionaires were hanging out. Oh my fucking god. The party I went to over here was more of an exclusive. Only 30 people there. It was one of the best times of my life. This one was also very good, but this is more of a big mansion party, like everybody having a good time. This one is like just big money players just there chilling. But yeah, very, very good time here as well. And then there was also another mansion party by Bitcoin Beach. No, Trio Labs. Sunset Cocktails there as well. Yeah, Wizard. There was a bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of stuff happening. What was cool is this Wizards event, a lot of people left it with wizard hats, like they were silver and capes. So when they went to the club, there's a bunch of wizards just dancing in the middle with their capes and stuff. Hey, we finally made it up. Yay. We're still down on our trade, but at least we're up a little bit over the last few minutes. Our trade is down 2% after all that time. Not bad, I'll say, but yeah. At least we popped up a little bit. Dear freaking Lord. Didn't that take a minute? That took... Again, all this nothingness that was happening, that was 15 minutes of nothing, 26 minutes of basically nothing happening, and waiting until about 28 minutes before we actually had any significant move that we've been having here. Finally had a minute. Dear Lord. At least we have a breakout, I would say. But yeah. See how sometimes it could just be like that? That's why I like trading, though. Trading doesn't have to be complicated. You just have to be patient, and you have your stop loss in mind. You know, and you kind of just trust your gut with how the trade is going at that moment in time. Can you feel the fire burn? You all would be smart to listen to Mike. What do you call? It's I'm not going to be the smartest trader on YouTube, but I think I'm the trader that best understands new traders, and I don't get caught up with all the hustle and bustle of trying to sell you guys everything every single minute. But yeah, I mean, I guess I trade full time. I guess that's something, right? Yeah, G-Money, I'm glad we're thinking alike here. Looks like Dan Lanzario's old house. What do you call, I wonder if I can show you guys that house again. Where is it at? Yeah, so right here. So if you get dropped off right here, there's two houses. So that gate is always going to be locked to the mansion, but this one is usually open. No, I went too far. Sorry, that gate is usually going to be closed, but this gate is the one that's usually going to be opened to get back there. But if you go over here, that house right there is the fun house, the really fun house. But that one's just a little bit more exclusive. It's just a whole different crowd. Degens, owners of companies. Degens, owners of companies. Both are fun in their own way, but for me as a business guy, I prefer to go to those ones. I mean, this mansion right here looks pretty cool too. Look at how big that one is. And they're going to build a massive house right here too. Dear Lord, all right? Only problem with being over here so much in that week, the Uber drives. Oh my God, the Ubers. I probably spent like over 400, 500 bucks in Ubers just for a week, you know, because I was over here at Treasure Island because it was right across the street from the Venetian, right? So Uber from here, there to there, there to there. It's like 30, 40 bucks a pop, and I don't take Uber X, I take Uber Premium or Uber XL, right? So, oh, that drained the credit card. At least I guess I paid it off, but at least I got a, I get those points back, right? Cash back. Careful with some of those parties, Diddy style. Excuse me. A lot of people are saying this cycle will go to next year and ending in 2026. Pretty sure that's a super cycle and don't think that will ever happen. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm that optimistic right now. I'm waiting to see. It really depends on how the economy manages to hold up. I think it's possible that we rally into 2026 towards the first or second quarter, but I think most of the gains will probably happen in the fall of this year and going into the winter. After that, I'd be surprised if we continue to move higher. But that's with trying to time it up with where rate cuts are coming, right? So we don't really expect rate cuts, I believe, until, what did we say, September, I believe? Not in July, not in August, I think September, and definitely in October. So those would be the ways to, that's when the most of the profit's going to be coming along. Once we kind of foresee that happening imminently, markets are going to go up. And then once we see the official cut happen, we should be fine, right? Like I made a video talking about rate cuts a while ago, and it's still on my channel, I believe. View channel. It's so far long ago that I'm not going to be able to find it. But basically, it was a good video that I made that talked about moving 6 months ago. There's a big old photo of Jerome Powell. There we go. The Fed just changed everything. Why you should be prepared. I made this video, and let me get the volume here. Basically talked about Jerome Powell, about what's happening with the Fed and stuff like that. There's Loki always watching me act like a fool. But basically, yeah, I made this video, and it was basically talking about how because we're cutting rates, like 2019 rate cuts, you saw how Bitcoin went up during those rate cuts. First rate cut of each cycle, dot-com bubble, financial crisis, no crisis, just slowdown. COVID, no crisis, just slowdown right here, right? Going over the history of the rate cuts and what they meant, and how, oh, let me see, can I find it? Let me put my headphones on very fast. How's Bitcoin doing? A lot of nothing? Okay, I'll take a lot of nothing for Bitcoin for now, as I kind of wait to see what happens. So, let's see. So what does this all mean? Yeah, so what does this all mean, right? If we follow history, this means the market should rally. Once Jerome Powell announces the size of the cut, it's going to be crucial that he has a good press conference where he can calm the market regardless if he chooses 25 basis points or 50 basis points. The next few weeks are going to be critical. Will we see a repeat of 2019 with stocks surging to new heights, or will this rate cut spark a new wave of fear leading to a downturn? Right, so right now, we're not in a financial crisis. We're at no crisis, just a slowdown, and you saw how we spiked up into that. Now, COVID kind of fucked stuff up, granted, but no crisis, slowdown, that's where we're at. The economy's chugging, but nobody's calling this a crisis. We're just in a really nasty slowdown. If we have rate cuts, we should, go higher. And of course, this, it doesn't tell the date here, but we did go higher in November. We went much higher, right? And on top of that, Trump won. There was a bunch of crazy stuff going on. So this was made in October. So you guys saw, remember what, November, December, really good pump, right? So different ways of going about it. Let me push this back down here towards the 30s. Back over here for some music and some bumps. And Bitcoin still freaking moving. Oh man. What a realistic tutorial of how boring trading can be. Oh man. All right, there we go. So we're gonna watch this play out slowly here. I got 15 minutes until I want to end this stream, but I'll probably end up streaming a little bit longer here. My sister's not gonna be back for a minute. But let me know if you guys like this style of like doing day trades and stuff like this, because normally we'll be doing it for 2 hours, Sunday through Thursday. Yeah, that'd be the way to do it. And when my sister gets back, I'm gonna chill with her for a little bit. Ask her how she's doing, how her day was, how her school activities were. She already finished up classes, but she's staying up in Bellingham this summer, so Ugh, I'm gonna miss her being around. She's a lifesaver. Like Loki, like for the week I was in Vegas, Loki was like $550 for the kennel. It'd been awesome if my sister was here to take care of Loki for me. Would have been great. I would have paid her just $100. You know, the family wage. Let's get out of that very fast. President Trump says his relationship with Elon Musk is over. Let's see. I did a little ketamine. Will this cure my depression? Let's see. No? Okay. There's nothing really happening right now. This is kind of nice. I kind of like a quiet day here. A quiet day means that the markets are pretty reliable to trade. Praying for DJ. Who's DJ? All right, there we go. Oh, and of course we get hit back down again. Oh my God, these slams. Oh well, we'll get rid of this for now. Well, whatever the whales are doing, they're pushing us down now. We might hit our stop loss pretty soon. I was hoping we could actually have a move up. Hold on, I don't want to run over your toes. Bath. Let's take a bath, Loki. Bath. There we go. There we go. We'll make this full page for now so we can kind of see what's going on. There we go. All right. Again, nothing really much has changed, but like you can tell the momentum really isn't in our favor for breaking out right now. So I'm really hoping we can get a big push here. Otherwise, we have to maybe come back down a little bit more, consolidate below our stop, well, maybe close to our stop loss, and then make another move up, right? So hoping that's not the case. There we go. But it kind of shows you how many trades you might actually do in like a few hours. It's not that many, because honestly, we would have made this trade and we wouldn't have opened that trade or that trade. We didn't open this trade anyway, but you get what I'm saying? So sometimes it's just about like, and maybe you guys would have shorted, but that's a really short-term scalp, and maybe a lot of people don't want to do that, right? So again, it's just kind of a funky thing going on. And hey, Prakash, I like Michael because he's a simple person, good and deep analysis, and mature person. I am only one person who followed him. Please search my title, multi, where I'm what? What do you call? I appreciate anybody that follows me, man. It's trading is not an easy thing to get into, and I try not to make it seem like it's a rosy thing, if you will. But you know, if you get patience and stuff like that, usually works out pretty well. Sorry, I got dog fur on me from Loki. There we are. But still a waiting game. This is taking so long. I wish there was more trades we could have done, but again, I think what I might have to do eventually is, so the thought process here is, of course, Monday through Friday, I'm gonna sorry, not Monday through Friday, Sunday through Thursday, I'm gonna stream from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock, with the first hour being the typical news stuff that we talked about, that we talk about every day, and then from 5 to 7, it's going to be streaming like this, where we're doing day trades, right, on the 1 minute charts, because of how volatile the opening few hours of the market is. Maybe I do a stream every now and again where we're doing this based off of the market open. So I don't exactly know what that would look like though. So let me go over here to market sessions by Leviathan. And let's get in London, let's get in Tokyo, let's just go to New York. And then we go here. So you see how we had a buy signal right here, market open. That worked out very well for a day trade. That one worked out, but we'd focus specifically on this one right here. Okay. And then this one right here, the first one, change of character after the day. That worked out, the first signal, post open. Stop loss here, buy here, that one still worked out, oddly enough. This one did not work out. I mean, okay, technically if you bought here, it ran up into the level of resistance, ran into both levels of resistance. But I would say this one wasn't a success. But you can see, at least with the other two, you're like 2 for 3. Let me try this last one here. Yep, that one worked out too. 3 for 4. 2 for 3. Yeah, 3 for 4. Yeah, 3 for 4. And 4 out of 5. And then 5 out of 6. Yeah. Now again, this was Friday, which means this was Sunday. Well, that one was Saturday. So, if you as you will, but market open time, generally speaking, kind of a nice opportunity, at least from what I'm looking at here. I happen to be asleep during this time, so maybe not for me. But if you guys actually wake up early, could be a good play. Because the market's giving you a clear trend, you just have to chase it, right? Now, God, how far did I have to go back? There we go. Okay, I'm back over here. Whole bunch of nothing happening right now, and this is the worst part of trading. Oh, we also tapped on the trend line right here. If you can see that for the scalper that might want to buy, we tapped on it right there. Which again is worrying to me because again, like I talked about, this feels like we want to roll over. Remember I talked about that breakdown over there? Feels like that's what's happening. So we might have to chop down because again, we have still 2 more hours of this candle. We might still break out, but it may be choppy for an hour before we do it. And hey, little Virgil, now is the world. Should I check it? I don't know what that means, man. I have no idea. Now is the world. No idea what that means. What do you call? Oh, Las Vegas? Oh, let's see. I have a brand new shirt. Should I wear it when eating pancakes? Oh shit, I don't know, man. Do whatever you want. Pancakes are great. I haven't had pancakes in freaking years. I'm a man that's biscuits and gravy, or I'm a man that likes myself a chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak is great. Like, let me see. I had some food while I was over in Vegas. I only had one meal in my one of my friends bought it for me, and let's see. Pix Vegas, upload file, photos and videos. Videos, no. Recents. Upload. Let me go over here as we kind of wait. There you go. You can't really see all of it here, but let me see. So I had some eggs, Kool-Aid, because this place was it's fucking for black people, had Kool-Aid there, which is fucking fantastic. I haven't had Kool-Aid in years. It was great. Potatoes, biscuits, and gravy. Their gravy was okay, but they put bell peppers in it, and I don't actually like bell peppers, so but yeah, it's ketchup and some hot sauce, and I got a side of chicken with it, a side of one piece of one drumstick, which is pretty good. And there was some catfish bites in there. It was great. Look at it. Yeah, look at those potatoes. Whoa, look at those potatoes. Eggs were basically just eggs, as you might imagine. And the gravy was fine. It just had bell peppers, and I don't know why people feel the need to put bell peppers and stuff. I don't think bell peppers actually taste that good. So yeah, I'm highly against them in any form of my food. I didn't know at the time that if I knew this, I wouldn't have gotten it. But yeah, enough ranting about bell peppers. You get what I'm saying. I'm just rapping on your line, 99-cent Black Bear Diner. Who ya? Black Bear Diner. I don't think I've heard of Black Bear Diner before. This place was called Las Vegas. Yeah, Lolo's chicken and waffles. And Lolo's Hood Classics. That should explain everything about it. But it was good. They don't even tell you the prices because the prices are expensive. Soul food platter, 3 pieces of chicken, 3 pieces of chicken smothered in gravy and onions, 2 pieces of golden fried catfish, mix it up, 1 piece of fish and 1 piece of chicken. Damn, that's crazy. I just wanted a nice little breakfast. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on this menu here. Like, look at the sides, add-ons. Gravy and onions, cornbread, smoked apple with bacon, pork patties, whipped topping, whatever, egg whites, avocados, mac and cheese, potato salad, squash, fried okra, red beans, rice and gravy, you know, candy sweets. I don't even know what candy sweets are. You can get chicken by the piece, you know. Good stuff. Mimosa tara for $100, right? Oh no, 1 bottle, $65. Jesus, right? Just Jesus. Frozen 1942 margarita, including Grand Marinier as the kicker, right? So, fun times, man, fun times. And yeah, we're just looking at a whale battle right now, but this thing is probably going to take a little bit too long to to watch here. My God, I agree. No bell peppers. Yeah, I don't like bell peppers at all. It's just kind of the way it is. But I'm thinking, even though we haven't been able to make as many trades today because of just the way the market's been kind of choppy here and we're at a big level of resistance, I think I like the way the stream is set up, and I think that I'm going to be doing this more often. So just get ready for this to happen. Probably starting tomorrow, Sunday. Maybe I'll start at Monday. I might, since I'm working today, I may take tomorrow off and not do anything just because my sister's in town and I want to spend some time with her. And I'll probably start this on Monday. So the next time I stream, like after the stream, you're going to see a new stream pop up. It'll be for 4 o'clock Monday afternoon, and we're going to go hit that pretty strong. If you're looking for hidden gem steakhouse, look up Cleaver's Steakhouse. I think I've heard of Cleaver's Steakhouse. I think I've heard of Cleaver's. I don't think I've been there before. Cleaver's. No, I have not been here before. It's off the strip, so I haven't been here before. No. Interesting. Yeah. Butchered meat and seafood. Like, where's the? Oh, there it is. I like how Yelp is above the actual name. Cleavers. Ooh, that does look good though. Raw bar starters, surf and turf. Wait, I just want best steaks in Vegas. No. Favorites maybe? Squid ink pasta. That sounds very interesting. Very short rib, lamb chops. Where is the freaking steak part of the menu? Raw bar, favorites, surf and turf. Oh, butchered meat. Okay. Oh, turf is meat, isn't it? Damn, sorry. I just heard surf. Cleaver ribeye, $248. Wow, that's not bad at all. Wonder what makes it. Oh, it's 64 ounces. Holy fuck, that's so much. That's so much meat. I like the 4-ounce steaks because I'm on a diet. We're supposed to get an appetizer, so I would probably get the flat iron or the filet mignon. I usually get the filet mignon. I don't eat pork chops. The ribeye is too big. The Cleaver ribeye is too big. Porterhouse for 2 is too big. That's only $99. That's a really good deal though. That's way too big. Oh my god. I'd probably get a filet mignon. What's the difference in price here? What's 24 versus 36? I don't understand that. But $77 for that, and I get a side of. I'd probably get an Oscar style. I normally get Oscar style. Blue cheese crust. Ew. No, I couldn't do that. That could be pretty interesting though. I gotta try their steak one time. I'm going to Vegas a couple times in August. I believe I'm going from August 9th through 11th for the Rare Evo conference down there. And then I'm also going to be going down to, I think I'm going to be going down to Hong Kong in August. And I think, yeah, so, and one more time in Vegas towards the end of the month. Me and a couple of friends are going to be going. because the Plaza, is that what it's called? Plaza Hotel? Plaza Hotel? Hotel. Vegas, all inclusive. There you go. Yeah, so they have this cool thing, all inclusive room package, starting at $125 a person, and it comes with unlimited drinks, free breakfast, and free dinner. Oh, here we go. Free breakfast and dinner, right? Bottomless drinks, so unlimited drinks, waived resort fees, flavors of Oscar's Steakhouse, satisfy your cravings with discounted appetizers and cocktails from our award-winning steakhouse, and early check-in, right? So you can get in there before 3 o'clock, and Firework Friday, right? So every Friday night, you get to see some fireworks and stuff like that, I guess, right? So, isn't that kind of cool? I've never stayed here before, but you know what? For like unlimited drinks and one of my friends, you know, can have a good time as well. So let me see, how much would that cost? That's until August 30th. Select dates. Right, so that'd be somewhere from like Friday to Sunday. So let's just say that. No availability. I wonder what that's all about. Maybe towards the end of the month, maybe. So it'd be a little cheaper. So for just one person, how does that work? Because I'm only one person. Wait a second. So oh, okay. So you could. It doesn't matter if you're one person or two. It doesn't. Same price. Interesting. Bed type, one king. Done. View rooms. Deluxe room, 2 queens, deluxe room smoking. I guess this is deluxe room. I guess I don't spend any time in my rooms. I never do. I like literally during Vegas, I fell asleep at 5 o'clock every night, and I was out by like 9 o'clock. You know. So for those 3 days, it's basically $300 from Friday to Sunday. So that's 2 nights, Friday night, Saturday night. 2 nights, $300, $150 for each night. Taxes and fees, $38, and then no resort fees, no paying for my drinks. Get free breakfast and dinner. You know, that sounds pretty darn fucking nice. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. I might even do it for when I go to Rare Evo as well. Yeah, I might do that when I go to Rare Evo as well here. All right, so just so you guys can see, it does look like we are close to breaking down again. There should be a strong surge either up or down in the next like 2 to 3 minutes here as it kind of makes its decision. I would even say, yeah, next 5 minutes really. Right now, like we talked about earlier, it looks like it wants to curve down a little bit more. So if I had a stop loss, it might be getting ready to hit here pretty soon. But I'm gonna take my $16 loss right there, and I'm going to just end the stream here because it's over the time, and this is going to take a while. But this is basically how we're going to be doing it from now on. It'll get a little bit more crisp and clean, as I would say, over the next few days as I kind of like iron out everything. What I'm going to do right now is, well, I guess I got to end the stream first. I'm going to set up the next stream for 4 o'clock on Monday, and then we're going to start this all over again after like an hour of like news and stuff like that. And I think it'll be pretty fun to go along with that as well. And then I'll be looking for some of you guys' feedback too. Normally I would still leave this trade open just because it didn't hit the stop loss. But right now I have to go go play outside with Loki, and I have to get my sister's air conditioner out. So if it was breaking out, I would have stayed a little bit longer, but it's not. It's just like sideways with a bunch of whales playing games right now. So I'm just gonna chill for a little bit, relax. I'll see you guys Monday, and then if you guys find stuff you guys want me to try out, let me know, and I can probably try to do some of your tokens one day as well, which could be pretty fun too. So plaza rooms are great. Downtown is cool for one night. I don't recommend your entire stay downtown. Well, I'm just gonna be there because my friends are gonna be there, and I like normally I stayed at more expensive hotels, but I don't want them to have to spend like pay for as much as I do for my hotels, right? So like normally that those 2 days before I end the stream here, right, I go to Aria, MGM. I think Aria's MGM. Yeah. Right. And so if I go here to find a guest for one, and I go from here to here for those 2 nights, no thanks, I'm a member, I get discounts and stuff like that, but that's an average of $334 per night. I'd rather my friends spend 150 bucks a night and get free breakfast and dinner rather than being forced to pay like $339 a night plus yeah, average per night with resort fees, right? Which can be brutal, right? So especially because when I go there, I usually get the suites. Where's that? Did I not even have it on this page? They have larger rooms available here. I don't know why it's not showing, but that doesn't matter. But yeah, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, so come to Maripur, all share all types of delicious food, all for free. Ooh, that sounds good too. Shit, free food is always something I enjoy. That's why I'm looking at that deal. I'm like, oh yeah, that's not too bad at all. But okay, buddy, I'm gonna hit you up on Monday afternoon. We're gonna do this again. We're hopefully gonna have more fun because there's more trades to be had. But I just want to show you, like, this is, again, if we were doing this realistically, we would have only done 1 trade this entire time, which makes it a little bit more difficult. But at least I can vibe with you guys a lot more, not worrying about all the show aspect